57%. Chapter 341, Strength. Lin Haoyang nodded. With his eyesight, he naturally saw his golden core late-stage cultivation base. Since it is a challenge, it must be something challenging. He was able to kill the female demon cultivator in the past. It was because he relied on the strength of the physical body. Now the person facing him is also a dual cultivation of the legal body. I don't know, is there any advantage in the power of the physical body? Lin Haoyang chose this person, and the three of Zhao Duanlong were also shocked. This person is the second disciple of Wu Yangji's three disciples Cao Lu. He is regarded as the first person in the Golden Core. Lin Haoyang selected him. The three are not optimistic. Although they are in the same bloodline, the cultivation base is not absolute, but the difference in strength between the two is a full 2 or 6 small levels. With such a big gap, Lin Haoyang's chance of winning is not great. Lin Haoyang and Cao Lu walked into the martial arts arena and stood on separate sides. Lin Haoyang was able to choose him, which made him extremely surprised, because the difference in strength between him and Lin Haoyang was too great. But when he remembered what Zhao Duanlong had said, as long as he defeated Lin Haoyang, the cultivation resources for the next year were all covered, he couldn't help being excited. Master Wu Yang's second child, Cao Lu. I have seen the fourth master uncle. Although excited, Cao Lu said respectfully. Lin Haoyang nodded. It's good for him to be older. I think he is in the Lin family, and everyone is better than his. Now, I feel really disappointed. Uncle Master, even if I take the shot, and then it is. Cao Lu smiled, very confident. Lin Haoyang smiled slightly at the corner of his mouth. It seemed that he was still underestimated. After all, he took Zhen Yu from his back and stood on the ground. Just so, the rune that could resist the nascent soul peak battle turned into a distortion under the pressure of Zhen Yu, as if it was about to collapse. Seeing this, Duan Hong hurriedly hand seals to reinforce the spiritual pattern, which stabilized it. Good boy, his heavy sword is probably more than 50,000 caddies. It's no wonder that Master likes him so much, it's all perverted. Duan Hong quipped. When Zhao Duanlong and Wu Yangji heard this, there was an unexpected look in their expressions, but they underestimated Lin Haoyang. Cao Lu naturally understood the hardness of the martial arts field here. Seeing that the épée in Lin Haoyang's hand was just put down, the oppressive spirit pattern was unstable, and he didn't dare to be careless. He shook his hands, his muscles bulged, his skin gradually turned red, and wisps of flames emerged from his body. On his torso, there are more than 20 bright spots, like whirlpools, pulling the spirit power in the air, making him always at the peak. When Lin Haoyang saw the bright spots, he knew those acupoints developed by him. Outsiders know that the acupoints can only be opened in nascent soul realm. But only they know that in golden core realm, they have to try to open it, but when golden core is insufficient, the cultivation base is not enough, and it is several times more difficult to open acupoints. So Cao Lu can open more than 20 acupoints, which is extremely buffon. Lin Haoyang just smiled at this. If the other party only activates more than 20 acupoints, then he is really not afraid. Afterwards, Lin Haoyang moved Zhen Yu in his hand, smashed the sonic boom, and attacked Cao Lu. When Cao Lu saw this, his eyelids jumped, he slapped his storage bag, and a sledgehammer engraved with flames appeared in his hand. The hammer body was huge, and it was urged by Cao Lu at the moment, and the flames continued to sky. Zhen Yu attacked and slashed with a sword on the flame giant. Only hearing a loud noise, Cao Lu took the hammer with him, and was smashed for a walk back and forth. The flames of the hammer body dispersed and splashed on Lin Haoyang, without hurting Lin Haoyang at all. Flame lines also appeared on Lin Haoyang's body. However, Lin Haoyang's flame lines were buried under his skin, and flames splashed onto it, and they were extinguished by these flame lines. Okay, come again. Feeling Cao Lu's strength, only slightly weaker than him, Lin Haoyang suddenly came to his spirits, carrying Zhen Yu and attacking again. As the golden core late stage, Cao Lu was shocked by Lin Haoyang's power, but he quickly reacted and did not fight Lin Haoyang recklessly. Although Lin Haoyang was immune to some fire damage, Cao Lu's deliberate attack caused him to keep getting hurt. Since I'm so naughty, let you see my true strength. After that, two killing intents sprang out from behind Lin Haoyang and pierced Cao Lu's face. At the same time, the black dragon banner, the dragon deep sword, and the deep blue eye also flew out one after another, killing Cao Lu surrounded by death, so that he had no retreat and had to face himself. Cao Lu saw that Lin Haoyang sacrificed so many magical items at once, and the corners of his mouth twitched. He knew it shouldn't be the case. But this thought only flashed by, urging the flame hammer in his hand, repelling the two killing intent swords that shocked him, slapped the storage bag, and the tortoise shell flew out, barely blocking the dragon abyss, the black dragon long flag and deep blue eye. Looking at the battle in Changzhong, the girl who had asked to challenge Lin Haoyang before, couldn't help but shrank her neck. She didn't expect the strength of their little uncle to be so terrifying, no wonder she would be accepted as a disciple by her master. In the field, he was not surprised to see Cao Lu swing the killing intent swords. If he could win with the advantage of magical item alone, it would be too weak. Lin Haoyang's whole body blood qi surged, following Lin Haoyang's arms, gradually covering Junyu's whole body, forming a half-meter-long sword qi. When Cao Lu saw this, his eyes were almost staring. What did he see? A half-meter-long sword qi that could train an ape into a sword qi. Is this still a human? As the red blood qi covered Junyu, the spiritual qi around Junyu began to be compressed, forming a spirit power cyclone, leaving Lin Haoyang in the field without wind. Cao Lu secretly swallowed his saliva and slapped his storage bag again. A flame hammer appeared in his hand again. When the two flame hammers came out, he instantly forced back two killing intent swords, and immediately attacked Lin Haoyang. He also noticed that Lin Haoyang released these magical items in order to confuse his eyes and let himself continue to accumulate strength and momentum. In a short time, Lin Haoyang's threats had already disturbed him, and if Lin Haoyang was allowed to continue this way, he felt that he might lose. Lin Haoyang smiled when he saw Cao Lu attacking. Although Cao Lu had discovered it, it didn't matter. He had already gathered his momentum. Blood. Following Lin Haoyang's soft drink, Zhenyu Mengran cut out. With the explosive power of breaking strength and violent steps, Zhenyu tore the space and slashed on Cao Lu's double hammers. The terrifying power confrontation instantly set off a spirit power storm. After about 3 breaths, the two flew out at the same time. However, the double hammers in Cao Lu's hands were still missing, and his hands were torn apart. Lin Haoyang looked even more embarrassed. His whole body was burnt black, but Zhenyu in his hands was still in his hands. Parting at this moment, after taking a sigh of relief, he put Zhenyu on his shoulders again and asked, "Nephew, do you still fight?" There was a wry smile in Cao Lu's heart. Everyone underestimated Lin Haoyang, including him. At the moment of the collision, he saw Lin Haoyang had 38 acupoints turned on, far more than him. No wonder his power was so terrifying. And that one-handed ape sword qi technique really stunned him. Uncle Master is extremely powerful, the kid surrendered. Cao Lu convinced. 57%. Chapter 342. Cao Lu conceded defeat, Lin Haoyang heaven defying his 6 small-tier cultivator, and also won. At the beginning, no one believed. Even the 3 of Zhao Duanlong were not optimistic about Lin Haoyang. Because of Cao Lu's strength, they knew that they were definitely one of the best in Golden Core. But with their eyesight, they can also see that Lin Haoyang's strength does not really rely on cultivation base, but a brute force, amazingly large, and has even reached the point of making up for the gap in cultivation base. And his magical item, 2 killing intent sword lights, doubled his combat power again. In a sense, Lin Haoyang already has the Golden Core late-stage cultivation base at this moment. Lin Haoyang has passed the test of strength, and then he will be ready to leave the city to break through. There is still a month left, and he has to prepare well. He still has the treasure given by Ji Lingxi. Don't worry about the temporary life-saving method. Since it is a protracted battle, he has to buy some healing potions. But the next day, Ouyang Zibian sent the girl who was going to challenge him before and sent a large number of medicine pills, all of them tier 5. The medicine pill that detoxifies, heals, restores spirit power, and restores the soul is readily available, which makes Lin Haoyang dazzled. It's great to have such a senior. He also learned that the girl's name was Cao Ying, who was Cao Lu's little sister. The two worshipped under Ouyang Ji's door together. Before Lin Haoyang defeated Cao Lu, she was extremely excited. Because Cao Ying also made an ape, she wanted to follow Lin Haoyang to learn how to use the ape. However, since Cao Ying was Ouyang Ji's disciple, Lin Haoyang didn't dare to intervene, and could only find a reason to refuse, which made Cao Ying very angry, and finally left angrily. Soon after Cao Ying left, another Golden Core nephew came to the door and sent a large number of Tier 4 top-grade charms, including 3 Tier 5 charms. Looking at these magic charms, Lin Haoyang hesitated for a while. As the saying goes, taking short hands and short mouths, he wants to accept all these things, then he can't sell himself to Ji Lingxi. At this moment, another Golden Core nephew came up, holding 3 sets of formation plates in his hands, and said. Master Duan Hong said, even if you accept these things, Jilingxi has very few people in his line. These things are not worth mentioning to the seniors, but if they can save their lives in times of crisis, they are too big. Good fortune. If you don't accept Master Uncle, I'm afraid Master Jilingxi will be blamed by that time. Quote. Lin Haoyang had no choice but to accept these things one by one. He could only pay back these affections in the future, but Lin Haoyang was still touched. Although the family of Jilingxi was sparsely populated, it had a strong sense of human affection. After sending the 2 senior nephews away, Lin Haoyang estimated that the total value of these things given to him by the 3 senior brothers had exceeded 1 million spirit stones. This reminded him that when he bought the Emperor Pill at Chengpingfang, Zhao Duanlong borrowed his VIP token and saved more than 1 million spirit stones. This also caused Lin Haoyang to owe Shen Gongming a favor, and the 3 Zhao Duanlong were also considered to have inherited Lin Haoyang's favor. The gifts they gave this time were about the same value as the spirit stones removed that day, so they meant to return this person. Thinking of this, Lin Haoyang felt better, and when he used these things, he was more relieved. After all, Shen Gongming had a favor waiting for him to pay. However, in this scene, I still watched Lin Xiaowen and others. So many medicine pills and magic charms were only seen at the last auction in their entire life. Afterwards, Lin Haoyang went directly to closed-door training, and had to try his best to ascension strength before the start of the action, so that he could have more control. As he developed more and more acupoints, he used more and more resources, and only about 30 jin of life liquid was left. And these, plus some of the spiritual things that Lin Haoyang had previously exchanged for Hongjing, could only enable Lin Haoyang to open 5 acupoints, and the subsequent cultivation resources would cause Lin Haoyang a headache. At the same time, outside Ouyang-ji's immortal cave, Cao Ying knelt at the door, where he has been kneeling since Lin Haoyang returned. After an unknown period of time, a sigh came from the immortal cave, followed by Ouyang-ji's voice. Let's go, and bring you back that day, but I just think you have a good talent. Over the years, you have been buried with me. Although the 4th oldest realm is still low, but the future achievements will not be under me, you are up to him, I can rest assured. Quote. Upon hearing this, Cao Ying showed joy on her face. She knocked her head 3 times outside Ouyang-ji immortal cave, then turned and left. The tears in her eyes did not flow out. Although the master-apprentice relationship between them is broken today, in Cao Ying's heart, Ouyang-ji is still her master. In the dark corner, Cao Lu looked at the leaving Cao Ying, sighed, and then disappeared into the shadows. Cao Lu and Cao Ying are 2 brothers and sisters, one is different spiritual roots and the other is spiritual roots. These 2 brothers and sisters were picked up by Ouyang-ji from the dead. These years, they have been like a master, like a father. Cao Lu has excellent talents. For a long time, cultivation base has entered the world very quickly, and there are few opponents in the same rank. Before losing to Lin Haoyang, he didn't make all the effort, because Zhao Duanlong had previously ordered that Lin Haoyang should be defeated with physical skills. However, Lin Haoyang didn't use any spells either. The physical strength of the 2 collided with him and he lost, and he was convinced that he also lost. Although Cao Ying is the spiritual roots of heaven, for some reason, cultivation base has not entered the territory very quickly. For Cao Ying, Ouyang-ji even asks for the Jilingxi. But Jilingxi told Ouyang-ji that although Cao Ying is heavenly spiritual roots, it does not fit well with their cultivation technique. Although it is not impossible to make progress, the speed is extremely slow, and it can't even catch up with Cao Lu. Later, Ouyang-ji specially found some cultivation techniques for Cao Ying. After some selection, Cao Ying chose the incantation and the épée method. The incantation is very strange. Even if Ouyang-ji is the late stage of transforming the god, it is difficult to involve. As for the heavy sword, it is even more difficult to cultivate. Even if Ouyang-ji took the shot, he only found a 5th-tier mid-rank épée cultivation technique, because without the guidance of the master, Cao Ying was still slow in cultivation. This time Lin Haoyang and Cao Lu were compared. Lin Haoyang showed off the extraordinary épée cultivation technique, which made Cao Ying dazzled. Cao Ying had a feeling in the dark that Lin Haoyang's cultivation method was extremely suitable for him. This is why Cao Ying is willing to leave the late-stage master of Ouyang-ji, who is the god of transformation, and switch to nascent soul under Lin Haoyang's gate. Ouyang-ji inside Immortal Cave, watching Cao Ying leave, a smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. Over the years, he has always regarded Cao Ying as his daughter. Now that Cao Ying has found his own opportunity, he is also happy. Everyone was happy, but the only embarrassment was Lin Haoyang, Lin Juwu, and Lu Jintao. Cao Ying left and found Lin Haoyang's immortal cave directly. She knelt at the door, worshipped 3 times and bowed 9 times, performing a teacher's salute. Lu Jintao and others don't know why. They saw Cao Ying send medicine pill to Lin Haoyang before, or Lin Haoyang's nephew. How did they attend the apprenticeship now? Lu Jintao and the others looked at each other and couldn't help but guess, is Lin Haoyang robbing the apprentice with nascent soul? Isn't their status precarious? Especially Ma Hongsheng. He originally wanted to find a chance to worship Lin Haoyang, but now he has another opponent, which makes him look ugly. Cao Ying is very beautiful. Although she looks like a girl, she has a very good figure. Lin Xiaowen can't help but worry. Cao Ying has other plans, so her face is not good. 57%. Chapter 343. Lin Haoyang was originally in closed-door training, but when he received Lu Jintao's report, he was a little confused. Cao Ying would like to worship him as a teacher. What's the situation? Isn't she the second senior brother Yangji? When he drove out in a hurry, he found that Cao Ying had finished 3 prayers and 9 bows, standing there waiting. Lin Haoyang's face was green, walked out of Immortal Cave, and asked, Cao Ying, what do you mean by that? Cao Ying had a good face and said, Apprentice, no, isn't your master Yangji senior brother? What do you mean by coming to worship me? Lin Haoyang asked. Just now, I had bid farewell to Master Yangji, and only then came to see Master. Cao Ying said. Lin Haoyang is still a little confused, say goodbye. Not to mention anything else, if he accepts Cao Ying, will he be beaten to death by senior brother Yangji? Although Lin Haoyang couldn't see what kind of spiritual roots Cao Ying was, he knew that Cao Ying's talent was definitely not worse than Lin Xiaowen, and might even surpass Lin Xiaowen to reach the legendary spiritual roots. This kind of aptitude, worshipped under his sect, is really a stubborn talent. No matter what, he can't accept Cao Ying. However, at this moment, the voice of Ji Lingxi came from Lin Haoyang's mind. Accept her, this child is predestined with you, maybe following you is her good fortune. Lin Haoyang was shocked. He didn't expect Ji Lingxi to still watch them all the time. However, with the power of the cultivator's spirit, I am afraid that the entire Iron City could not escape her eyes. Now that Ji Lingxi had spoken, even if Lin Haoyang was puzzled and helpless, he had to put him in the door. Cao Ying, since you are sincerely worshipping under my sect, you will be the 3rd disciple under my sect from today onwards. These 2 are your senior brother and second senior brother. Lin Haoyang pointed to Lu Jintao and Lin Ju Martial Dao. Cao Ying glanced at the 2 of them, holding a gift, and did not choose to ignore them because of their low strength. Seeing this, Lin Haoyang nodded. If Cao Ying disregarded the manners of the elder brother, even if he violated the spirit of the soul, he would not accept Cao Ying as a disciple today. Worshipping under my door is equivalent to joining the Xuanzhen sect. This is Xuanzhen Ju. You can cultivate. Lin Haoyang finished saying that he planted restrictions in Cao Ying's soul to prevent the cultivation technique from leaking. Originally, Cao Ying didn't care much about the cultivation technique bestowed by Lin Haoyang. He worshipped Lin Haoyang because he wanted to learn the method of heavy sword. But when she saw the content of Zhanzhen Ju, her eyes brightened. This cultivation technique actually fits her extremely well. According to her calculation, cultivating this cultivation technique can completely get rid of the disadvantage of slow cultivation before. With this cultivation technique, she is even sure to break through the nascent soul realm within 10 years. Only at this moment did he understand that the chance in the dark is probably referring to this cultivation technique. The disciple must cultivate hard, Cao Ying said. Lin Haoyang nodded, and Cao Ying worshipped him. He was really embarrassed. The opponent's cultivation base is higher than him, and his talent is higher. How can he teach? Master, the disciple still wants to learn the trick you used to fight against your brother. Cao Ying said again. Lin Haoyang showed an unexpected look in his eyes, and he never expected that Cao Ying would also use the heavy sword. Ha ha ha, it turns out that you are here for this. If so, you should study with your second brother first. He has a lot of insights on this trick. Lin Haoyang said. Cao Ying frowned. He followed Lin Haoyang as a teacher just to learn this trick. Now Lin Haoyang turned the matter off to Lin Juwu as a cultivator, which made her feel a little unhappy. But when Lin Haoyang spoke, she nodded and agreed. But this is a bit embarrassing for Lin Juwu. Although he has a lot of insights on this trick, which makes it better than Lu Jintao, it is still very stressful for him to hand in a golden core. After giving the instructions, Lin Haoyang returned to his immortal cave. He had to take advantage of this time to increase his strength. As for Cao Ying here, she also plans to test the other party. If she is really sincere in apprenticeship, he might as well give it all. But the other party was just trying to take the cultivation technique, and didn't talk about the friendship of the same family. Lin Haoyang's closed-door training, and soon a month passed. In this month, the Iron Blood City can be regarded as turbulent. The 7 great combined strengths have assembled and are preparing to break out of the siege. The agreed time of 1 month has come, and the Ji-Lingxi's line is also going to set off. Master, there is news from Master Uncle, asking us to gather at Zhao Mansion. Cao Ying shouted outside Lin Haoyang's immortal cave. Hearing Cao Ying's words, Lin Haoyang lost his profound arts. In this month, Lin Haoyang exhausted all the remaining life essence and resources, and opened a total of 6 acupoints, starting from the original 38. At the 40 point, the strength has improved again. Its strength has made a breakthrough of 70,000 jin, and is moving towards 80,000 jin. Lin Haoyang was able to develop acupoints so quickly, firstly because he had sufficient resources, and secondly, the difficulty of developing acupoints was reduced. If Lin Haoyang is cultivation good fortune heavenly tribulation, then he cannot develop acupoints so easily. The difficulty is almost several times greater. This is why Cao Luming is better than Lin Haoyang, but it is difficult to develop acupoints. Reason. This is also the reason why a good cultivation technique is more sought after by the world. Lin Haoyang walked out of the immortal cave, his strength still not dissipated, spirit power scurrying around Junjun. Cao Ying couldn't help frowning when she saw such a scene. What has Lin Haoyang experienced in this month? How did the strength become so terrifying? If Cao Lu were to fight Lin Haoyang at this moment, he would lose even faster. Congratulations, Master's strength has improved again. Cao Ying congratulated. Lin Haoyang smiled at the corner of his mouth. This time he really gained a lot, but the phone bill is also huge. The resources spent this time are probably more than 100,000 spirit stones. Only then opened the 44th acupoints. It was already so expensive, Lin Haoyang didn't know how much resources it would cost to open all the 108 acupoints. After sighing, after instructing Lin Xiaowen and the others, he took Cao Ying to Zhao's mansion. On the way, Lin Haoyang also inquired about Cao Ying's cultivation status. Judging from Cao Ying's performance, she has basically mastered the principle of violent blood, coupled with her own background and a very spiritual line, blood chi is full, and it is only a matter of time to practice this trick. Master, this violent blood trick is so powerful. I heard from brother Lin Ju, martial master, that our cultivation technique has a total of 9 tricks. I don't know what the other 8 tricks are. Can master show me it? Cao Ying's eyes shine, seek the truth. Lin Haoyang staggered, scolding Lin Juwu secretly in his heart, but he didn't show any signs on his face, pretending to be calm and said, I'll talk about this later, first practice this trick, how about the cultivation of Xuanzhun's secret art? When it comes to the profound reality technique, Cao Ying's face turned dark. She had never cultivated such a complicated cultivation technique. With his talent of spiritual roots, it would be difficult to get started in a few years. Seeing Cao Ying deflated, Lin Haoyang showed a smile on his face, thinking that he had suffered more than her in order to cultivate this cultivation technique back then. Then the two came to Zhao's mansion. When they arrived, the Ji-Lingxi line in Zhao's mansion had all arrived, just waiting for the two of them. Ouyang Ji glanced at Cao Ying, and saw that she was less gloomy in her brows than in the past, and he was relieved. It seemed that his choice was correct. 58%. Chapter 344 Iron-Blooded City Wall. With the arrival of Lin Haoyang and the number of people participating in this mission, Zhao Duanlong introduced the content of the mission again, and then led everyone straight to the second section of the city wall to the south. Lin Haoyang has been in the Iron Blood City for quite a while, but it was the first time to climb the walls of the Iron Blood City. The more you go to the city wall, the more bloody smells will be in the air, and the fewer buildings and cultivators will be. After walking for almost half an hour, Lin Haoyang and the others finally came under the south second section of the Great Wall. From the inside of the jagged city, a huge wall spanning 100 miles and 100 meters high lay across it. The stone walls of the city walls are all piled up of square stones of 2 meters in length, width and height, and these stones are not ordinary materials. These stones are extremely hard, even harder than some fifth-order materials. Lin Haoyang looked at the city wall that was 100 miles long, and couldn't help but swallow. It was obviously made of spirit stones. Suddenly, Zhao Duanlong's voice came from the city wall. Since Zhao fellow Taoist is here, let's go up the city wall by yourself. After all, Zhao Duanlong headed more than 50 people in the Jiling line, all of them jumped up the city wall. For the Jiling line in the cultivation body technique, the height of 100 meters is a piece of cake. When Lin Haoyang jumped onto the city wall, he found that the city wall was also 100 meters long and wide, like a flat ground. At this moment, the city wall was filled with various materials and cultivators, struggling to resist the attack of the demonic beast's army. Suddenly, Lin Haoyang's eyes condensed, and he saw a cannon, about 5 meters high, with countless complicated patterns on the cannon. Shen Nang Cannon. Cao Ying whispered beside Lin Haoyang. Lin Haoyang smiled at the corner of his mouth. He just guessed that he knew that this was a magic cannon that could be placed at the head of Jagged City. What else could it be besides this kind of killer? As a craftsman, these complicated patterns and exquisite parts are inherently attractive to them, and coupled with the rumors about them, Lin Haoyang's heart has long been itchy. Danning is here in Han Zheng's territory. He didn't dare to make a mistake. Last time in Zhao's mansion, he suffered a loss. I am afraid that he will wear small shoes for him. He is better to order him. On the side, the corner of Han Zheng's eyes swept across Lin Haoyang, and a smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. How could a treasure like Shening Pao be placed at the head of the city casually? He inquired that Lin Haoyang was a craftsman, so this was the reason for him. Putting it here is to seduce Lin Haoyang. Zhao Duanlong and others saw what Han Zheng meant and said, "Little junior brother, it's just a magic cannon. There are a few in the Zhao mansion. You can take it this time and look at it." When Han Zheng heard this, his eyelids twitched. He thought of suppressing Lin Haoyang, but he forgot that Zhao Duanlong was a 6th-rank spiritual talisman. Every time he refines a magic cannon, he also asks this guy to engrave the spirit pattern. And every time, what Zhao Duanlong wanted was a magic cannon as a reward. After so many years, Zhao Duanlong had a lot of inventory. Lin Haoyang heard this, the boss with staring eyes, Zhao Mansion has a magical cannon. Soon Lin Haoyang came to understand, I'm afraid Zhao Mansion still has a lot, otherwise, why don't other people have a big reaction when they see Shening Cannon? At first he thought it was the Jiling line that often went to the city head, and he was no stranger to Shening Cannon, it turned out to be in the family. Looking back, Cao Ying smirked. It seems that this girl has also seen her. Lin Haoyang's face suddenly turned dark, but his eyes still drifted to the Shening Cannon from time to time. After all, he admired this Shening Cannon for a long time. Walking to the other side of the city wall, Lin Haoyang's eyes suddenly condensed. There are really too many demonic beasts under the city wall. Lin Haoyang was almost full of sight, and among the group of demonic beasts, there were 8-headed extremely large ones, even more than 100 meters in size, standing in the distance, like a big mountain. And demonic beasts and the city wall are separated by a light curtain. This light curtain is the guardian array of the Iron Blood City. With the help of 9 6th-order spiritual veins, a 7th-order large array the Sun and the Moon source formation. This large formation can not only absorb the spirit power of the spirit vessel, but also absorb the power of the Sun-Moon star for its own use, greatly reducing the consumption of spirit stones and spirit power. Blocked by the Sun and Moon Yuanshan Great Array, the demonic beasts attacked the Great Array from a front line of hundreds of miles long, and countless arrays were lost every day. The tasks of Han Zheng and others were to constantly repair the formation, strangling the demonic beasts that threatened the formation, and strangling the breakthrough demonic beasts. Regardless of the simplicity of the mission, there are no fewer than 100 people who die every day. This is also a regular battle. Demonic beasts encounters demonic beasts all attacking, and this number will double. Although the number of demonic beasts' daily deaths is several times that of the Terrans still do not fight for their advantage. If it hadn't been for the beginning of the war, the high-level human race carried out a beheading and massacre, I am afraid that the current situation would be a bit more dangerous. Afterwards, Han Zheng brought the 4 brothers Lin Haoyang to his command camp. In order to facilitate the handling of the war, his camp was set up on the wall of the Iron Blood City. This made Lin Haoyang's influence on this person a little changed. 4 people. I have a simple place here, and there is no tea, so just sit here. Han Zheng said. Han fellow Taoist is polite, how is the situation now? Zhao Duanlong said. Demonic beasts, we can still suppress it for the time being, don't worry, these days, I have reached an agreement with the other 6 leaders. We will launch a counterattack tonight. We will suppress the firepower for an hour and try our best to break up the formation of demonic beasts. It will be up to you then. Han Zheng said. Well, when we disrupt the layout of demonic beasts, I will rush out by riding the night. We can't guarantee that we can kill tier 6 demonic beasts. But hitting both ends hard and killing some tier 5 demonic beasts is still certain. Zhao Duanlong said. Listening to the conversation between the two, Lin Haoyang was secretly startled. Although he knew that this action was dangerous, he did not expect that Zhao Duanlong's target was tier 6 demonic beasts. Even if he doesn't kill him, but only severely wound him, the pressure on Han Zheng's side can be greatly reduced. Moreover, although Zhao Duanlong said it would be difficult to kill him, he is not necessarily impossible. After all, they are the pro-disciples of Ji Lingxi, so naturally there are many methods. When the pressure of tier 6 demonic beasts is gone, Han Zheng will naturally be more relaxed, and he can even deploy some manpower to support other places. At that time, Jagged City will not need to guard the entire city, and the plan for Tianqing Minor World can be further implemented. Han Zheng and Zhao Duanlong discussed some more details, and then they took Lin Haoyang and others to leave. Their task at the moment was to stand by. When Han Zheng and the others launched a counterattack, it was time for them to desperately. Before that, they can't be exposed. If demonic beasts becomes aware of it by then, their plan will probably fall apart. When leaving, Lin Haoyang asked, Brother, really want to kill tier 6 demonic beasts? Zhao Duanlong, Ouyang Ji, and Duan Hong smiled at the corners of their mouths. Ouyang Ji said, Don't you have so much confidence in your brother? It's not that there is no confidence, but the strength of tier 6 demonic beasts is too strong. I'm afraid that time will be. Lin Haoyang showed a trace of worry on his face. You don't need to believe me, but you must believe in your second senior brother. He has killed 2 tier 6 demonic beasts with bare hands. Zhao Duanlong said. 58%. Chapter 345 Dark Night Operation. Lin Haoyang opened his eyes abruptly, with an incredible color in his eyes, beheading 2 tier 6 demonic beasts with his bare hands. How enchanting is this to have such strength? Secretly glanced at Ouyang Ji, only to see a smile on his face, completely unable to see that it was so vigorous. After that, Lin Haoyang was completely relieved. It seems that he still underestimated his 3 senior brothers. They must have 2 brushes to become the disciples of extreme Lingxi. The sun went down, night fell, and Han Zheng came to the city. I saw a real fire rising from the top of the city, brightening the lights on the second section of the entire iron-blooded city wall, just like daylight. Han Zheng glanced at Zhao Duanlong, and Zhao Duanlong nodded at him, tacitly starting the action. Later, Lin Haoyang saw the greatest scene in his life. Volley of magic talisman. Han Zheng burst out. The sound turned into a billowing circle, spreading throughout the entire 2-section wall. Afterwards, each cultivator took out a magic talisman and threw it outside the jagged city without hesitation. At night, the sun and moon Yuansheng formation was faintly silver, and demonic beasts' attacks fell on it, just like a circle of circles exploded. But at this moment, among the circles, countless auras suddenly appeared. These spiritual fruits include flames, thunder and lightning, ice, thorns, sharp swords, wind blades. An endless stream of magical charms passed through the sun and moon Genesis array, and landed in the demonic beasts group, blowing up countless blood fog. The number of cultivators defending on the wall of the second section of Jagged City reached 30,000. At this moment, all the cultivators were taken out, that is, 30,000 talismans broke out together. In just an instant, the magic storm swept the demonic beasts group. From the great formation of the sun and the moon, the entire 5 li of the space was plowed by the magic power. There is no grass on it, no beast, and even the bones of demonic beasts are not left behind. There was movement from the 2 sections of the city wall on Han Zheng's side. There were no other walls in the northeast, southeast and northwest of the Iron Blood City. This power not only alarmed the tier 6 demonic beasts outside the Jagged City, but even the cultivators in the Jagged City were all awakened. They have to wake up and move in 6 directions. With such a movement, I am afraid that demonic beasts is about to launch a general attack. If the city cannot be defended, they will have to go up, otherwise they will have to die. However, they did not panic. The cultivator did not move, indicating that the city had not been broken. They only had to wait for the call and rush to the city head blindly. Instead, they added chaos to Han Zheng and others. Seeing countless magical charms exploding in the demonic beasts group, Lin Haoyang felt a pain in his heart. I am afraid that so many magical charms will be shot down in one round. I am afraid that it will cost millions. In addition, there is no other wall, and I am afraid that the spirit stones will be consumed tonight, will be an astronomical number. Sure enough, together with the war, demonic beasts tried desperately, and the Terrans fought spirit stones. There was no money, and they couldn't even fight the war. The riot caused by the volley of magic talisman lasted for about a quarter of an hour before it slowly dissipated, and everyone was shocked when they saw the scene outside the formation of Yuansheng Ryu. I saw the ground outside the Ryu Yuansheng Great Formation, abruptly cut off by about 3 meters, which was in sharp contrast with the inside of the formation, and the demonic beasts within 5 miles were also slaughtered. This sudden volley of magic talisman directly caused demonic beasts to lose almost 200,000 combat power. The terrifying power also made the demonic beasts in the rear feel terrified. At this moment, 8 giant beasts over 100 meters high took off, turned into black shadows, and came straight to the jagged city. Roar! The beasts roared and undulated one after another, and then the low-level group of beasts became restless, and the fifth-order demonic beasts began to drive away the group of beasts and attack the jagged city again. At the same time, the same was true at the other walls of the Iron Blood City, and the Tier 6 demonic beasts vacated and began to drive away the herd. The loss of more than 200,000 low-level demonic beasts, for the endless demonic beasts group, although very deterrent, but not deadly enough, the end of the demonic beasts group cannot be seen at a glance, and it creeps forward again to supplement the previous loss. Lin Haoyang was shocked when he saw this. If you continue to fight like this, it is really depressing. No matter how many demonic beasts you kill, demonic beasts will be added as soon as it is convenient. On your side, if the resources are destroyed, there will be no. If this continues to be consumed, the passion for iron strikes will also be consumed. Cannon of God. Launch. Just when Lin Haoyang was thinking about it, Han Zheng shouted again, and saw hundreds of magical cannons suddenly appeared on the wall. Most of these magical cannons were Tier 4 or Tier 5. At this moment, Han Zheng gave an order. All the sacred cannons heated up violently and turned red, and with a loud noise, orange-red lights suddenly shot out. These red light rays passed through the Sun and Moon Yuansheng for injections, accurately falling on the 4th order and 5th order demonic beasts. In just a short moment, the places hit by the red light burst into explosions, and the demonic beasts group suddenly exploded like fireworks. After a volley of Shening cannons, about 20 Tier 5 demonic beasts fell, and 50 Tier 4 demonic beasts fell. The heart of counterattack that was aroused in the past was broken again, and the demonic beasts group began to become chaotic, because the demonic beasts selected by the magic cannon were all used to command the existence of the demonic beasts group. At the moment they died, demonic beasts were instinctively suppressed by Tier 6 demonic beasts, but without command, they were like a group of dragons without a leader, and their combat power was greatly reduced. The impact on Ryu Yuansheng's battle has become minimal. But the price that Han Zheng paid was also extremely high. Just a volley of magic talisman fire and a volley of magic cannons would consume almost 8 million spirit stones. In a short period of time, it consumed such a large amount, which made Han Zheng heartbroken. In the past, the talisman salvo and the magic cannon would not be used easily, and they would only be used when the defense was difficult. Now for the plan, Han Zheng and the others are also spared. Kill. A volley of magical cannons completely disrupted demonic beast's position. After Han Zheng gave an order, all the cultivators on the wall jumped off the wall and killed the demonic beast's army. Suddenly, various spells and magical items flew up and went straight to the army of demonic beasts. In the sky, the 8 Tier 6 demonic beasts all looked angry, and the 2 waves of the Iron City attacked them, causing them to suffer heavy losses. Although they were all subordinates of the Demon Emperor, many of them were their subordinates, demonic beasts, whose losses were too great and had a great influence on their power. 8 Tier 6 demonic beasts, headed by a black dragon, came straight to Han Zheng. This 6th order black dragon is the heir of the 7th order demon emperor Biwan, and its strength has reached the 6th order high rank. Coupled with the blood of the black dragon, his strength is stronger than the average demonic beasts, and only Han Zheng can entangle him. Seeing that Han Zheng's city defense army was about to meet with the demonic beast's army, Zhao Duanlong was agitated by spirit power, and said, "Get ready to do it. When Han Zheng leads the fight against Tier 6 demonic beasts, we will rush out. Remember, you must avoid Tier 6 demonic beasts. You are not their opponents." Lin Haoyang nodded silently. They didn't want to die yet. Bump. After only hearing a loud noise, Han Zheng and the Tier 6 top-rank Black Dragon completely fought each other. The other 4 cultivators of the city defense gods also entangled a tier 6 demonic beasts. However, the high-ranked cultivator on the human side did not have the upper hand, and 3 tier 6 demonic beasts escaped Han Zheng and others, and went straight to the city defense army. At this time, Zhao Duanlong shouted angrily. Kill. 58%. Chapter 346. With Zhao Duanlong's burst of shout, more than 50 people including Lin Haoyang rushed out soundly, and it was Zhao Duanlong and Ouyang 2 cultivators that led them. After that, there were 13 nascent souls headed by Duan Hong, and again, 41 headed by Lin Haoyang was the golden core cultivator. Zhao Duanlong, who rushed to the front, gave his hands a pause, and 2 magic talismans suddenly appeared in his hands. As soon as the 2 magic talisman appeared, the spirit power around the second section of the Iron Blood City began to tremble crazily, and even the Sun and Moon Genesis array began to tremble and twist. Lin Haoyang was behind Zhao Duanlong. His complexion changed wildly. Don't think about it, it must be a 6th order magic talisman with such power. Zhao Duanlong didn't seem to care about this. He just tossed it. 2 6th order magic talisman holes shot out. One went straight to the 6th order demonic beasts, and the other went straight to the demonic beasts army. When the tier 6 black dragon fighting Han Zheng saw tier 6 magical talisman fall into the army of demonic beasts, he was in a hurry. The previous round of magical charms exploded, causing the demonic beasts army to lose more than 200,000 low-level demonic beasts, which has made him heartache. Now let this 6th order magical fall into the demonic beasts group. I am afraid that the demonic beasts will be damaged. It has to climb another tens of thousands. Although he can bear this kind of loss, he will inevitably be punished by the black dragon Biwan. After all, a large number of low-level demonic beasts are the basis of their rule. If the low-ranked demonic beasts lose too much, then there will be a long period of vacuum in the wild high-ranked demonic beasts in the future. After all, the high-ranked demonic beasts also grew from the low-ranked demonic beasts. At that time, the strength of the black dragon Biwan would also be greatly reduced. Yun, go and stop that magic talisman. The 6th level black dragon suddenly uttered a word and ordered a tier 6 demonic beasts. Na Yun is a 12-legged spider. Originally, he was heading to the city defense cultivator. He heard the order of the 6th order black dragon. Although he was unwilling, he still went to intercept the 6th order magic talisman. After all, the 6th order father is the black dragon Biwan, and Biwan is still very afraid of Biwan, and he hesitates a little bit before going straight to the 6th order magic talisman. However, what Zhao Duanlong released was a tier 6 middle grade magic talisman, and Yuzan was just a tier 6 low grade demonic beasts. If you want to stop Zhao Duanlong's magic talisman, I am afraid that you will have to pay a lot of money. At the same time, another 6th order magic talisman played by Lin Haoyang went straight to a black and white python. Next to the black and white python is a colorful elk. At this moment, the 2 demonic beasts are planning to join hands to block this charm. However, where would Ouyang give him a chance? He saw his hand seals his hands, and his body suddenly soared, turning into a giant of profound jade with a height of 100 meters. When Lin Haoyang saw this scene, the boss stared. What kind of cultivation technique could actually change his body so huge? While Lin Haoyang was stunned, Ouyang rushed forward and instantly came to the side of Colorful Elk. Colorful Elk is a tier 6 demonic beast. It is extremely powerful. With the black and white python, it has a great chance of blocking tier 6 magical symbols. But Ouyang suddenly grabbed the horns of the colorful elk with both hands, twisted his body, and dragged the colorful elk to the battle, leaving the black and white big python and a beast to face the 6th order magic talisman alone. The black and white python was facing it. It was a 6th order mid-grade wind and thunder twin talisman, and the huge spirit power transformed by the magic talisman suddenly rolled up a 10-meter long wind blade, and cut across the body of the black and white python. At the same time, flashes of red lightning suddenly appeared on top of the black and white python's head, and then fell on the black and white python's eyebrows. The black and white boa constrictor is also tier 6 demonic beasts. Its strength is extremely strong. With its long tail, it is like a long whip slashing, and it instantly defeats dozens of wind blades. However, there are hundreds of wind blades transformed by the magic talisman, and they cut towards the black and white python from different directions. The black and white python saw that his blow had only defeated dozens of wind blades, and he was also slightly surprised. At this time, the black and white python felt a palpitation in his heart, and he hurriedly looked at the red lightning formed above his head, and his soul burst into death. Too late to take care of those wind blades, he curled up his body and coiled it together, reducing his attack area as much as possible. The black and white snake, with its tongue facing up, opened its mouth and spit out, first spitting out poisonous gas, trying to block the scarlet lightning 1 or 2 times. The lightning restrained all evils in the world, and this poison gas was also restrained by 3 points. It was almost only a short moment when the red lightning broke the poison gas and continued to fall towards the black and white python. Seeing this, the black and white python suddenly felt terrified, and opened his mouth again, spit out a 1-meter inner alchemy, and went straight to the red lightning falling in the sky. The inner alchemy appears in black and white, and is divided into 2 halves symmetrically. One side is a giant python and the other is a poisonous snake. Between the 2 swimming, black and white follow. Boom! The red lightning collided with the black and white inner alchemy, and suddenly a cloud of smoke was set off. Many nearby low-level demonic beasts were blown away, and the nearest few, under this extreme collision, directly turned into ashes. Fortunately, Han Zhang had instructed them not to approach the cultivator wherever they had gone. Now it seems that this order is extremely accurate. At the same time, another Tier 6 magic talisman also exploded, but I didn't want this Wind and Thunder twin talisman to be a ranged magic talisman, and its single unit damage was not high. Although Yun Zan intercepted it, the magic talisman exploded and turned into a sea of flames, swallowing all the demonic beasts within a radius of 5 miles. Tier 6 demonic beasts Yusho is also in it. Although these flames are strong, the spreading area is so large that the threat to him is not great. He was only burned by the high temperature to some of the outer shell, and 2 spider legs were broken, and there were no other injuries. But demonic beasts within a radius of 5 miles are miserable. Demonic beasts below nascent soul, the opportunity is instantly melted. Nascent soul demonic beasts only struggled a bit, and soon died in the high temperature. This is the power of the 6th order magic talisman. Otherwise, a Tier 6 magic talisman can sell for the price of millions of spirit stones. Zhao Duanlong, as a master in this area, naturally will not be weak in the power of the magic talisman. The Tier 6 black dragon saw the fire spreading, and his eyes burned with anger. He didn't know how many demonic beasts were within a radius of 5 miles. Anyway, when he went back this time, he could not avoid being punished by Bai Yuan. The anger in his heart was hard to dissipate, and he could only launch a frenzied attack on Han Zhang. All this seems complicated and huge, but nothing more than a few breaths. At this time, Zhao Duanlong's body rushed to him, touched the storage bag, and a pitch-black sledgehammer appeared in his hand. Seeing this sledgehammer, Lin Haoyang's expression was stunned. This sledgehammer is too similar to the black hammer of Ji Lingxi. Sure enough, the senior brother is the one who received the true biography of Ji Lingxi. The sledgehammer suddenly appeared, not at the black and white snake, but went straight to the black and white inner alchemy against the red lightning. The black and white python suddenly became anxious, but at this moment, his inner alchemy was entangled with the red lightning, and he couldn't get it back. Seeing that the hammer was about to fall on the inner alchemy, the black and white python suddenly twitched his own tail, drove the black and white, and slammed towards Zhao Duanlong. Take it away. This strike obviously surpassed the previous one. Where the black and white chi passed by, the wind blade that was more than 10 meters long collapsed and turned into a uniform white glow. There were still many wind blades avoiding the black and white chi and slashing on the black and white python's body, suddenly splashing blood and scales, but all were just skin injuries. After slicing the muscles, Feng Blade couldn't get in even more, and his defense power was amazing. At this time, Zhao Duanlong's black hammer suddenly hit the black and white inner alchemy. Crack! Hearing a click, the inner alchemy was bounded by black and white, and a big crack was opened. At the same time, the black and white python's tail, carrying the black and white chi, drew on Zhao Duanlong's body, and immediately drew it away. 58%. Chapter 347 Good Fortune. Zhao Duanlong's python tail wrapped in black and white chi flew away, and his body flew back and forth towards Lin Haoyang and the others. Seeing this, Duan Hong showed countless mysterious runes in his hands, which turned into a big bell, and quickly buckled the black and white python. Separating the connection between the black and white python and his inner alchemy, the black and white python looked at the inner alchemy that had been cracked by the hammer, and his eyes were about to breathe fire. The inner alchemy was damaged, and the black and white python was also traumatized. However, the black and white python forcefully crushed the injury and urged his body to continuously hit the wall of the clock, trying to regain his own inner alchemy. Although Duan Hong's formation strength has reached the 5th order top grade, a crack soon appeared on the bell wall under the impact of the 6th order demonic beasts. Seeing that he was about to get out of trouble, the black and white python saw his tail reappearing with black and white aura, directly smashing the big bell formed by the spirit pattern. However, what he didn't expect was that he had just defeated the big clock, and Duan Hong hand seals it again. At the moment when the big clock collapsed, another big clock buckled and trapped it in it. Seeing this, the black and white python saw that the anger in his eyes was hard to suppress, and he began to attack the bell wall frantically. However, whenever the black and white snake was about to defeat the big clock, Duan Hong would once again call a big bell and continue to hold the black and white python. Zhao Duanlong was knocked into the air for more than a kilometer, only then could he stop his retreating figure, and saw his skin chapped and blood oozing out. Being hit frontally by a demonic beast's talented supernatural powers will definitely not feel good. If a normal demonic cultivator can withstand such a blow, although it will not be fatal, it will definitely be seriously injured and no longer have the power to fight. But after Zhao Duanlong stopped, he twisted his body, and a mysterious force surged, and the wound at the wound began to heal. Even the black and white qi in his internal organs was also discharged, and then the mysterious force began to repair Zhao Duanlong's physical body. Lin Haoyang felt relieved when he saw this. He had a new understanding of the power of good fortune Zhou heavenly tribulation cultivation technique. With this thing, he exchanged blood with others without any counsel. Afterwards, Lin Haoyang and others avoided the frontal battle of the gods and the 6th order demonic beasts, and went straight into the demonic beasts' army. After a volley of magic spells and magic cannons, at this moment in front of the demonic beasts, Tier 5 demonic beasts have become very rare, coupled with the restraint of the defending cultivator. Lin Haoyang and others quickly rushed in, killing the demonic beast's army with a big hole, and Lin Haoyang knew what the madness of a body cultivator was at this moment. I saw the 12 nascent souls who took the lead, each took out a medium-sized magical item. Without under a single strike, the demonic beast's army would have to be cleared of a large area. In particular, a nascent soul cultivator holding a 5-meter euphorbia was now about 3 meters tall. When Fang Tian painted the halberd in his hand, a 10-meter demonic beast was emptied. Demonic beasts were either cut off at the waist or cut directly into the flesh. Demonic beasts and many of them were golden core, but under his Fangtian halberd, no demonic beasts could survive a blow. Although the others were not as fierce as this person, they were also a unilateral massacre of demonic beasts when they fought. Soon, everyone rushed to a distance of kilometers. Lin Haoyang held Junyu and slashed all the way. Since this time, Lin Haoyang has killed more than 500 demonic beasts, among which Tier 4 demonic beasts have reached 4. With 4 Tier 4 demonic beasts and 4 demonic beasts inner pills, you can refine 4 furnaces of foundation building pills, and Xuanzhenzong can produce more foundation buildings. On the way, Lin Haoyang saw the Tier 4 demonic beast's material killed by nascent soul in front of him, and he would also get it in his pocket. Seeing this, Cao Ying couldn't help asking, "Master, our extremely spiritual line is sparsely populated, and Yufeng is almost 3 or 4 times that of the other 6 lines. We don't have to be so tight." Lin Haoyang was embarrassed on his face, then his face was solemn, and he said, "What do you know? Our Xuanzhen sect is poor and weak, and we are in need of resources, especially those Tier 4 demonic beasts. You fight for more kills and get inner alchemy to give you some chances for your back door. Also, you respect me, but you are a Tier 4 high-grade refiner, and you have 2 more magical items on your body. Isn't it good?" Quote. When Lin Haoyang said that, Cao Ying was stunned. Because of her relationship between spiritual roots and Ouyangji, she has almost never lacked cultivation resources, and can even help Cao Lu from time to time. Now that Lin Haoyang said so, Cao Ying also feels that there is some truth to it. What can she do to kill you with magical item? As a result, she also began to collect a large amount of materials for Tier 4 demonic beasts, but she was not fully prepared by Lin Haoyang, and the storage bag was quickly filled. Seeing Cao Ying's predicament, Lin Haoyang picked it from her waist and handed Cao Ying a new storage bag. Lin Haoyang was off and out, and the storage bag was fully prepared. At this moment, there was a sorrow from a distance, and the colorful elk fighting with Ouyangji made a cry of pain, and then the horns on the head were broken off by Ouyangji abruptly. As a Tier 6 demonic beast, I am afraid that he can't live the most awkward, and he was actually half-horned by a human race. The double horns were broken off, and the fighting power of the colorful elk was greatly reduced. He was about to spit out the inner alchemy to fight for a chance to escape, but Ouyangji didn't give him a chance at all. He held the double horns of the colorful elk and inserted them directly into the body of the colorful elk. Forgiveness is the cultivation base of the colorful elk, and I feel aggrieved. I have never seen such a terrifying human being. This is where humans are. It's a tier 6 top-grade gorilla with the same arm, terrifying power. The most hateful thing is that Uyangji's physical defense is too strong, and even the 6th order black dragon has to fear that the 3 points are colorful double horns, even Uyangji's hands can't penetrate. Stabbed into the body by the colorful double horns, a lot of blood flowed out, but the vitality of the 6th level demonic beasts is extremely powerful, so it is not fatal. However, Uyangji raised his hand abruptly, drilled in from the wound of the piercing of the Kikai double horns, and directly grabbed the inner alchemy of the Kikai elk who wanted to vomit but did not spit it out, and withdrew it abruptly. At the same time, Uyangji's other hand slammed the head of the colorful elk, directly smashing its head, even the brain. At this point, the physical body of a tier 6 demonic beast has fallen. Like the human nascent soul, tier 6 demonic beasts can also be reborn with the inner core. But now, Ouyang Zisheng took out the inner alchemy of the colorful elk, so that he did not have the slightest chance of escape. I saw Ouyangji hand seals with both hands, a spirit hit on the colorful elk inner alchemy, directly obliterating his spirit. When Ouyangji saw this, a smile appeared at the corner of his mouth, and then the inner alchemy and corpse of the colorful elk were put into the storage bag. The corpse of tier 6 demonic beasts, even them, couldn't bear to let it go. As soon as Ouyangji ended the battle, Zhao Duanlong also hit the hammer down, falling on the head of the black and white python, and the terrifying power directly smashed his big head into pieces. Zhao Duanlong doesn't have to worry about the black and white python fleeing through the inner alchemy, because his inner alchemy has long been smashed by Zhao Duanlong. At this time, the 6th order spider Yongxuan finally escaped from the 6th order magic talisman, but just happened to see Zhao Duanlong and Ouyangji killing 2 6th order demonic beasts. Feng Sha suddenly felt terrified. The 2 human beings were so ferocious, he was rivals, and immediately fled back. Seeing this, the tier 6 demonic beasts who fought with Han Zheng and other 5 demonic beasts also felt like a ghost, although tier 6 Black Dragon was very afraid of the punishment of Black Dragon Biwan. But compared to punishment, life-saving is the most important thing, and it turns out to be a fight and a retreat. The other demonic beasts saw 2 tier 6 demonic beasts being beheaded. They suddenly lost their backbone and began to flee to the rear frantically. The number of demonic beasts was too large, so chaotic and crowded, countless demonic beasts were trampled to death immediately. 58%. Chapter 348 Demonic Beasts Run Away. Seeing this, Lin Haoyang's eyes suddenly lit up. Such chaos is the best time to hunt demonic beasts. Here, tier 4 demonic beasts are in groups, and there is one at a short distance. If you want to take a tier 4 demonic beasts near Chenjiangya, you must be careful. After all, every tier 4 demonic beasts is behind. Backed by tier 5 demonic beasts. Lin Haoyang no longer forbeared. 2 swords of killing intent shot out, instantly turning into an afterimage. Lin Haoyang's skill of Liang Quick Sword has been cultivated to the top of the 2nd level, and it is only 1 step away from the 3rd level. In addition, the killing intent sword itself has almost no weight. Once it is fully urged, only an afterimage can be seen. Junyu swept across the low-level demonic beasts in front of him, and as long as he found tier 4 demonic beasts, 2 killing intent swords flew out and took their lives. Normal tier 4 demonic beasts can hardly fight against the killing intent sword. Not only is the killing intent sword extremely fast, but its sharpness is even more terrifying. The leather armor of the ordinary tier 4 demonic beasts can't stop it at all. Killing intent double swords. In many cases, tier 4 demonic beasts only showed up, and they were strangled by the combined force of the killing intent double swords. Not only is Lin Haoyang so excited, but the cultivator of the Iron Blood City is even more excited. Just now, in order to create opportunities for Lin Haoyang and others, the cultivator spent a huge amount of money, 8 million spirit stones, which must be retrieved. Seeing that the low-level demonic beasts were slaughtered, the 6th order Black Dragon actually stopped the escape. If he was killed in this way, he brought the low-level demonic beasts this time, I am afraid that he would lose a quarter. Coupled with the loss of 2 tier 6 demonic beasts, I am afraid that he will not only be punished when he goes back. I saw him whispering with several other tier 6 demonic beasts, and the other 5 tier 6 demonic beasts actually stopped one after another. Roar. The 6 tiers roared together and released their own coercion. Suddenly, a large number of low-level demonic beasts were crawling on the ground. Today, this day is definitely not so wonderful for them. First, the horrific massacre of human cultivators, and the pressure of Tier 6 demonic beasts, made them completely crazy. At this time, a black scale appeared in the hand of the 6th Order Black Dragon. Although it was only a scale, it was 2 meters in size. The scales are black and shiny, with countless lines on them. These lines are not like the Taoism of the cultivator, they should be borne on the scales. When Zhao Duanlong and Han Zheng saw this scale, they couldn't help but change their expressions. Without guessing, they knew that this was the scale of the 7th Order Demon Emperor Biwan. With this scale in hand, it was like Biwan came personally. When the 6th Order Black Dragon took out him, it also represented that the 6th Order Black Dragon wanted to smash everyone. The dragon scales were held in the hand by the 6th Order Black Dragon, and the breath of the 7th Order demonic beast suddenly filled the whole world, and even Lin Haoyang felt a palpitating heart. Although it was only a scale, it was also a 7th Order existence, and Lin Haoyang felt as if he couldn't bear it with just a trace of breath. Unlike Lin Haoyang and others, the demonic beasts who had fled had stopped running, and their eyes were blood red. Lin Haoyang felt something was wrong. He had seen such a scene when he was guarding Chenjiangya. Demonic beasts was jealous. It should be an expression of going mad and shouted. Be careful, demonic beasts is going crazy. The cultivator on the other side clearly saw something was wrong. With their years of experience in fighting demonic beasts, they also knew that the demonic beasts army would go crazy next. Then they retreated into the Sun and Moon origin formation, ready to rely on formation to resist the demonic beasts army. Zhao Duanlong, Han Zheng, Duan Hong and others also saw something was wrong. The scale that the 6th Order Black Dragon took out was most useful, not for fighting, but for driving the demonic beasts group crazy and exerting the strongest combat power. Even if 2 rounds of volley kill more than 300,000 demonic beasts, the remaining demonic beasts still exceed 1 million, such a huge group of demonic beasts, if you go crazy, it is definitely a disaster level. Soon, under the influence of which black scale, the demonic beasts army began to counterattack, because the defending cultivator has returned to the Sun and Moon Genesis array, so demonic beasts attack targets all fell on the first of the spirits. Vain body. Just a short time, there are more than a dozen Tier 5 demonic beasts gathered, and nascent soul in the line of Ji Lingxi can only barely block it. In addition to Tier 5 demonic beasts, there are dozens of Tier 4 demonic beasts coming from all directions, along with countless low-level demonic beasts. At this moment, demonic beasts had their eyes flushed. Seeing a human cultivator was like seeing the deliciousness of the world. They rushed to kill Lin Haoyang and others. Lin Haoyang's complexion was solemn. Although Ji Lingxi's line was extremely powerful, at the moment when he was always exhausted, if he continued to resist like this, I'm afraid I won't be pleased. However, Zhao Duanlong did not order to retreat, and they had to defend themselves. With such a large number of demonic beasts besieging, Lin Haoyang can only do his best and barely defend. Some of the less powerful golden core cultivators have begun to show defeat in the face of such a crazy demonic beasts group. I am afraid that it will not last long. Seeing that the golden core couldn't hold on, Lin Haoyang shot a defensive talisman in his hand and set it on which golden core. With this golden core magic talisman, the golden core immediately resolved the crisis. Before it was too late to thank, he started to fight back frantically with the aid of the defensive magic talisman. Because it only attacked but failed to defend, in a short moment, he killed a golden core middle stage demonic beasts and completely resolved the crisis. As soon as one person was rescued, 3 more fell into the crisis. Lin Haoyang didn't hesitate, and shot 3 magic charms again to help him resolve the crisis. In a short moment, Lin Haoyang used 4 Tier 4 top-grade magic talisman. If in the past, Lin Haoyang would have absolutely no such confidence, but Zhao Duanlong gave him a lot of magic talisman last time, leaving him with a lot of magic talisman left. Uncle Master, save me. At this moment, the previous nascent soul cultivator holding Fang Tian's halberd suddenly shouted. Lin Haoyang turned his head and saw that he was besieged by 4 Tier 5 demonic beasts. Although he was stronger than the average nascent soul, he was besieged by 4 Tier 5 demonic beasts, so he shouldn't retreat. No way, he could only call Lin Haoyang for help, otherwise he would fall here today. Lin Haoyang did not hesitate at all. A 5th order magic talisman appeared in each of his hands, which immediately turned into 2 auras and fell on the Euphorbia cultivator. A magic talisman turned into a big bell, buckled back on the Euphorbia cultivator, blocking the attack of the 4 Tier 5 demonic beasts. At the same time, another magic talisman turned into a sharp arrow, directly piercing the head of a tier 5 demonic beast, causing it to be instantly killed. Seeing that the magic talisman killed a tier 5 demonic beast with one blow, Lin Haoyang was also shocked. Is Zhao Duanlong's refined magic talisman so terrifying? But just after hesitating for a moment, Lin Haoyang was interrupted by 5 tier 4 demonic beasts rushing in front of him. He shook his head, his face was cruel, blood burst out, and the power of fear instantly tore a tier 4 demonic beasts, and immediately spread the blood. Lin Haoyang was too late to escape and was covered with blood. A blow of violent blood, although fierce, failed to frighten the other tier 4 demonic beasts. One of them bypassed Lin Haoyang and slapped Lin Haoyang's heart with one claw. With such a blow, even if Lin Haoyang was not dead, he would still be seriously injured. 58%. Chapter 349. Just at the very moment, a spear was shot from the sky. The spear was 3 meters long and the arm was thin. The tier 4 top-grade demonic beasts, who walked around behind Lin Haoyang, was pierced with a spear and pierced the body before he could react. After the spear pierced the body of demonic beasts, the rune on it changed and turned into a mountain, instantly pressing the struggling demonic beasts to the ground. In a short moment, demonic beasts was firmly suppressed, and then his muscles and bones shattered and turned into a pool of meat. After solving the troubles, Lin Haoyang's hands Junyu cooperated with his own magical item to barely drag the 3 mad tier 4 demonic beasts. Although they will not lose, it is impossible to defeat the 3 demonic beasts. What worries Lin Haoyang even more is that behind the demonic beasts group, there are demonic beasts from other areas that are constantly pouring in. Even if they solve the immediate crisis, there are still greater difficulties waiting for them. At this moment, the spear behind Lin Haoyang trembled, resonating with the other 35 spears around him. It turned out that this spear was not a physical entity, but a 5th-tier high-grade formation inspired by Duanhong, the Silver Spear Jinfeng formation. Once activated, the 36 spears turned into 36 mountains, and the combat power was extremely terrifying. The rune on the spear trembled violently, and an illusory mountain suddenly appeared behind Lin Haoyang. The mountain is extremely large, and together with 35 other mountains, it is directly transformed into a small mountain range, covering all areas within a radius of 10 miles. Lin Haoyang and the others were under the mountain, without the slightest feeling that these spirit patterns had no effect on them. However, for demonic beasts, these phantoms of the mountains are like nightmares. Just like the tier 4 demonic beasts that was pierced to death by a spear before, the other demonic beasts shrouded in the mountains all took a halt and their movements became slow. The 3 demonic beasts that fought against Lin Haoyang originally had the upper hand, but under the suppression of the shadow of the mountains, Lin Haoyang turned against the guests, and instead defeated the 3 tier 4 demonic beasts. Except for Lin Haoyang, Cao Ying, Cao Lu and others are the same everywhere. With the blessing of the Silver Spear Jinfeng formation, they once again regained the advantage and began to counterattack demonic beasts. This is the role of a high-rank formation. On the battlefield, a formation division on Tier 5 is more effective than a nascent soul peak cultivator. What's more, Duanhong is not just a formation division, he is also a formation division. The formation of the Law Body Double Break. After Duanhong arranged the Silver Spear Jinfeng formation, Duanhong leapt and faced a rushing Tier 5 top-grade demonic beasts. This demonic beast is extremely powerful, with a strong body, resembling a rhino, but with double horns. Wherever they went, demonic beasts had to evade, and those who were too late to evade were all stepped on the soles of their feet and turned into a pool of meat. It rushed from a distance, and only felt the mountain sway. No need to think about it, just wait for it to be a Tier 5 demonic beast who is good at strength. If it is allowed to rush into the crowd in this way, I am afraid that Lin Haoyang and others will suffer heavy casualties, because the Golden Core Cultivator is simply vulnerable to it. Duanhong stood in front of this demonic beast, hand seals with both hands, and the spirit patterns all over his body were flying, constantly printed on the ground in front. I saw that the originally hard ground squirmed quickly and turned into a quagmire. Some low-level demonic beasts that were struggling before were caught in the quagmire and disappeared quickly. The swamp was so vast that the pair of horned rhinoceros could not avoid it, stepped into the swamp, and immediately plunged into it with all 4 feet. The double-horned rhinoceros is extremely heavy. It is now in the swamp. It can't be forced out by force, making it extremely awkward. Moreover, the swamp seems to be infinitely deep. The more it struggles, the deeper and faster the lower limit. Finally, when its lower limit exceeded half of its body, it began to panic and began to use the secret technique of talent to turn the swamp upside down, but its 4 feet, as if locked by the swamp, couldn't move the slightest. In the sky, Duan Hong looked at the double-horned rhinoceros locked in the swamp. If his formation is so broken, he would still do a fart. If he hadn't been restricted by the cultivation base, he could not break through the golden core. He would have already broken through the 6th Order Formation Division, but only one person can resist the existence of tens of thousands of people. At this moment, 2 giant eagles flew in the sky, both Tier 5 demonic beasts, and seeing the double-horned rhinoceros trapped at this moment, they came to rescue. A smile appeared at the corner of Duan Hong's mouth. The Formation Master was most afraid of group attacks. He saw his hand seals with his hands, and the printing method of his hands was constantly changing. Before the 2 giant eagles attacked, 2 earth dragons rushed out from behind him. 2 earth dragons, one yellow and one black, went straight to the 2 giant eagles. Soon, the earth dragon and the giant eagle were entangled. At the beginning, the earth dragon was not an opponent. When the giant eagle was hit twice, the earth dragon could barely fight back, but as the battle continued, the 2 giant eagles turned out to be defeated. Because the 2 spit dragons are just spiritual creatures controlled by the formation, as long as the formation is not broken, the 2 earth dragons can continue to resurrect. If this continues, the 2 giant eagles will sooner or later lose. Duanhong sits cross-legged on a mountain peak, facing demonic beasts of Tier 3 to 5, while controlling the overall situation. Under his control, although there are many demonic beasts, they can't do much. At this time, Lin Haoyang also used the help of the true formation to strangle a Tier 4 demonic beasts again. The 5 Tier 4 demonic beasts that had besieged him have gone to the 3rd, and the remaining 2 can no longer threaten Lin Haoyang. This battle lasted until now. Lin Haoyang has killed 7 Tier 4 demonic beasts, and he has 9 Tier 4 demonic beasts. There are 2 more. After Nascent Soul killed them before, it was too late to collect them. He saw the waste and put them in the storage bag casually. In this battle, he can get at least 9 demonic beasts inner alchemy. With these 9 inner alchemy, Xuanzhenzong can refine 9 foundation building pills and dozens of foundation building alchemy, which will definitely satisfy Xuanzhenzong's future 10. All foundation building Dan needed for the year. After all, the Xuanzhen sect is so big, there are only so many cultivators, and there are only so many cultivators that can be cultivated to the 9th level of coagulation every year. Moreover, not every cultivator can make up enough spirit stones to exchange for foundation building Dan. However, more foundation building pill storage has also made Xuanzhenzong more popular. Unfortunately, it attracts more cultivators to join and quickly expand the scale of sect. Suddenly, each demonic beast seemed to go mad, and instead of advancing to attack Lin Haoyang and others, they played their own talents and continued to fall towards the Silver Spear Jinfeng formation. Even the demonic beasts of Tier 4 and Tier 5 sprayed each other. Exit the demonic beast's inner alchemy and call Lin Haoyang and others. Seeing this, Lin Haoyang couldn't help but his complexion changed. Demonic beasts did so, which was equivalent to a round of magic talisman salvo. If he couldn't hold it, Lin Haoyang and others would probably be buried in it. You must know that regardless of the various talents and supernatural powers, the number of inner alchemies that were just called to them at this moment has reached hundreds. This is equivalent to hundreds of Tier 4 and Tier 5 magic talisman calling them. For a time, Lin Haoyang also trembled. Such a situation is no longer what they can handle. Get together, Duan Hong yelled. His face was extremely solemn, his hands were constantly turning, the silver spear Jinfeng array turned into a big bell under his control, and everyone was caught in it. After covering everyone, Duan Hong shouted, "Big brother," again, then slapped his storage bag, a big bronze clock flew out, and once again held Lin Haoyang and others. When Zhao Duanlong heard Duan Hong's call, he did not hesitate at all, and a magic talisman appeared in his hand again, falling outside the golden bell formation that Duan Hong had transformed. And he himself rushed to this side as quickly as possible. 59%. Chapter 350. What Zhao Duanlong threw out was a Tier 6 mid-rank defensive charm. The charm turned into a black tortoise with twin snakes on its back. In demonic beasts, black tortoise is definitely in the top 3 in terms of defense. Although Zhao Duanlong has never seen the real black tortoise. But when he was in the East China Sea, he met a mysterious tortoise with the blood of black tortoise in his body and felt the breath of black tortoise, so he made this black tortoise charm. Those demonic beasts' inner alchemy and talented supernatural powers fell on the Black Tortoise Phantom, and they were all blocked by one of them. But these demonic beasts' inner alchemy and talented supernatural powers were too much. When the Black Tortoise Phantom reached the 10th breath, the 2 snake shadows on the Black Tortoise's back had been defeated. At the 13th breath, a crack appeared in the Black Tortoise's back armor, and at the 15th breath, the Black Tortoise's back armor was almost broken. A Tier 6 middle-grade magic talisman that can block a god transformation cultivator, but now, in the face of the countless demonic beasts and hundreds of inner alchemy, it has only supported 15 breaths, and it has reached its limit. At the 16th breath, the Black Tortoise Phantom was completely shattered, but during these 15 breaths, almost all demonic beasts' inner alchemy and talented supernatural powers were stopped. The remaining attacks, less than 1/10 of all, continued to attack the golden bell formed by Duan Hong's formation. This big clock was a 5th-tier high-grade defensive array, but it only supported 3 breaths, blocked half of the attack, and it broke into pieces. When an inner alchemy fell on Duan Hong's big bronze clock, Zhao Duanlong finally arrived. With a sledgehammer in his hand, the remaining talent magical powers and demonic beasts' inner alchemy were all dissipated under the sledgehammer. Suddenly, 30 or 40 demonic beasts showed pain on their faces. The inner alchemy was crushed so rudely, and their spirits were the first to be serious. They even allowed them to touch from that violent state, and their eyes were restored to clarity. Feeling the breath of Zhao Duanlong, those 30 or 40 demonic beasts dared to fight again, and immediately guessed the other demonic beasts and fled. Seeing that there was no movement outside, Duan Hong slowly retracted the big bronze clock, just in time to see Zhao Duanlong holding a sledgehammer standing in the air. Lin Haoyang and others were relieved. The demonic beast's talent magical powers and demonic beast's inner alchemy that came over the sky just now, Lin Haoyang and others were really scared. If not for Zhao Duanlong, I am afraid they would have died countless times. Kill! With a loud shout, Zhao Duanlong rushed into the group of low-level demonic beasts with a sledgehammer. The double-horned rhinoceros that had just been taken out of Duan Hong's sludge formation was hammered in the head by an oncoming sledgehammer. Before it could react, it was known for its strength and defense. Its head burst open and turned into a pool of minced meat. Because Zhao Duanlong shot too fast, his inner alchemy didn't even have a chance to escape, and was directly shattered by the terrifying power. Killing the double-horned rhinoceros was just casually, and with a casual hammer, a giant eagle burst into pieces directly. To deal with these low-level demonic beasts, Zhao Duanlong is so violent. With a hammer, there is no room for the 5th-order demonic beasts to resist. Except for the 6th-order demonic beasts, no one can resist Zhao Duanlong's hammer. Zhao Duanlong directly incarnates a walking Tyrannosaurus. Wherever he walks, there is a ground of minced meat and the remaining corpses of demonic beasts. Lin Haoyang and others saw that Zhao Duanlong was so ferocious, and their hearts were surging. They followed Zhao Duanlong and went directly to the rear of demonic beasts. Seeing this, the Tier 6 Black Dragon was only trembling in anger, and the cultivator personally went to deal with the low-level demonic beasts. Even if the lives of demonic beasts were filled, it would be useless. Most importantly, in addition to Zhao Duanlong, Ouyangji is too ferocious. It is a humanoid beast. I don't know if they are demonic beasts or Ouyangji is demonic beasts. At this moment, Ouyangji was entwining a Tier 6 high-grade tyrant bear. The tyrant bear can be said to be second only to him. Even if it is him, when facing the tyrant bear, he can only be suppressed. It is extremely difficult to defeat him. Unless he uses his blood power and pays a heavy price, he can be killed. But where is Ouyangji? He is pressing the tyrant bear to fight, but the tyrant bear has thick skin, and it is impossible for the two of them to decide the victory or defeat in a short time. And Han Zheng didn't fight hard with the 6th-order Black Dragon, and kept harassing him from the side. As an old opponent, Han Zheng knew the skill of the 6th-order Black Dragon. After all, he was the parent and child of the 7th-order Demon Emperor. The eyes of the 6th-order Black Dragon were almost ready to breathe fire. Just when he couldn't help using the power of his blood, another section of the city wall to the south, that is, the 3rd section of the city wall, heard a loud noise. This wave of volatility has surpassed the god of transformation and reached the level of Tier 7. Obviously, the cultivator that broke through the 3rd section of the city wall used Tier 7 means. Soon, you can see the fire rushing into the sky at the 3rd section of the city wall, and then the demonic beasts at the 3rd section of the city wall, all running to the 2nd and 4th sections of the city wall. Obviously, some great horror happened at the 3rd section of the city wall, which broke the demonic beasts group. Seeing this, the Tier 6 Black Dragon forcibly held back the boiling blood. By this time, he still couldn't understand that this was a conspiracy. Ouyang Ji and Zhao Duanlong are so fierce, and their physical power is even more so powerful. I am afraid that this small cultivator he has never seen before is the disciple of the Hedao cultivator. Judging from the fluctuations from the third section of the city wall, Ouyang Ji and Zhao Duanlong are very likely to control the 7th order magical item, or other 7th order means. The Tier 6 Black Dragon became more and more constrained as he thought about it. Before Zhao Duanlong had already taken out 3 Tier 6 magic talisman in succession, which made them so passive. If Zhao Duanlong took out another 7th order magic talisman at this time, he might very well be planted here today. Once the 7th order magic talisman came out, he would have no chance of surviving. After thinking for a long time, repelling Han Zheng's attack, the 6th order Black Dragon roared, resounding through the world of the second section of the city wall, and the blood red in the eyes of all demonic beasts disappeared. What immediately replaced it was a strong fear, because Zhao Duanlong killed all the way, and had already penetrated a distance of 2 kilometers. From the beginning to the end, there was no demonic beasts, which was able to resist Zhao Duanlong's hammer. Demonic beasts were also afraid of death. Now that they are in contact with the violent state, they are also retreating and fleeing in all directions. The 6th order Black Dragon also gradually retreated, unwilling to fight with Han Zheng and others. The tyrant Shang had been pressed and beaten for a long time, and his heart had been ignited by anger. At this moment, the 6th order Black Dragon was about to withdraw, and he was still a little unwilling. But in the end, the 6th order Black Dragon took out Biwan's scales. Although the tyrant Shang was unwilling, he still retreated. Before the tyrant Shang led away, he was punched twice by Ouyang Ji, which made him retreat safely. In the face of the tyrant bear, Ouyang Ji was also a little helpless. No matter his strength, size, and defense, the tyrant bear was too imaginative with Ouyang Ji. In a short period of time, Ouyang Ji couldn't help it. Now that the Tier 6 demonic beasts are withdrawn, Han Zheng and others dare not pursue too much, and can only stop in the air to guard against Tier 6 Black Dragons. In the field, only Zhao Duanlong killed more than 10 demonic beasts. In this battle, Zhao Duanlong killed more than 10 Tier 5 demonic beasts. The number of Tier 4 demonic beasts is not clear. Lin Haoyang and others followed Zhao Duanlong. In addition to resolving the remaining demonic beasts, they also cleaned up the dead demonic beasts. This time, everyone can say that they have made a lot of money. 59%. Chapter 351 Successful Breakthrough. Of the 6 storage bags Lin Haoyang carried with him, except for one for Cao Ying, the other 5 were almost full. In addition to the 4th order demonic beasts, Lin Haoyang also received a 5th order inferior ivory, which was the biggest gain of this trip. In addition, Lin Haoyang's harvest of demonic beasts has reached as many as 14. In this battle alone, Lin Haoyang's harvest will not be less than 1,000,000 spirit stones. Although others may not have gained as much as him, everyone adds up to tens of millions of spirit stones, no matter what. However, the loss of this battle was also extremely terrifying. First, Han Zheng ordered 2 rounds of volleys and spent 8 million spirit stones. Later, Zhao Duanlong used 3 Tier 6 magic charms. At the Changpingfang auction, a Tier 6 low-grade charm sold for a sky-high price of more than 1 million. So the price of the 3 6th order middle-grade charms used by Zhao Duanlong was also around 4.5 million. In addition, the magic charms used and worn by Lin Haoyang and others are about 1 million. So in this battle, the cost of spirit stones amounted to 13 million to 14 million. The cost of the first battle alone was so huge. That's why, preparing for a wild war requires the entire human race to prepare 5,000 the reason for the year. This is only the loss of the family in the second section of the Great Wall. If you add the other 5 positions, especially the third section of the city wall, even if you use a cultivator, the loss will be even greater. For this breakthrough, the Zhanmeng even consumed hundreds of millions of spirit stones. Therefore, in order to reduce the pressure on the consumption of spirit stones, the cultivator rushed out of the Sun and Moon Yuansheng formation and began to chase demonic beasts frantically to reduce the loss. The war lasted for about 3 hours. Zhao Duanlong led Lin Haoyang and others to completely kill the demonic beast's army, and finally turned back and rushed back and forth. However, with such an intense battle, Ji Lingxi's line was not without loss. He was raided by a Tier 5 demonic beasts. Under a single strike, 5 golden core cultivators died instantly, and 1 nascent soul was seriously injured and dying. Of the 5 golden cores, 3 were Zhao Duanlong's disciples, and 2 were Duan Hong's disciples. In a rage, Duan Hong and Zhao Duanlong joined forces for the attacking Tier 5 demonic beasts, and there were no more bones and scum left behind. The death is terrible. 3 hours later, Lin Haoyang and others were exhausted, and Zhao Duanlong stopped too if they couldn't rush to kill. The number of demonic beasts killed this time has exceeded 200,000, and there are still a large number of high-ranked demonic beasts. If you continue to kill like this, the Tier 6 Black Dragon will probably fight him hard. It's just a pity that 5 golden cores fell this time, the severely injured nascent soul. Under the treatment of Wu Yangji's medicine pill, although his life was saved, the path was ruined, and he was seriously injured. I'm afraid I can't. Then go to the dark forest with Lin Haoyang and others. Watching the demonic beast's army withdraw, the cultivator screamed loudly, very excited. But Lin Haoyang and the others couldn't be happy. In this battle, Ji Lingxi's line lost almost 1/10 of the people, which can be said to be severely injured. Those who can be added to the line of Ji Lingxi are those with excellent talents, and they may be promoted to the cultivator of nascent soul realm in the future. This battle is equivalent to losing 6 nascent souls. The demonic beast's army withdrew. Zhao Duanlong waved his hand, and a fire of extreme sun shot out, incinerating the corpses of 5 non-human golden core cultivators, then took out 5 jade altars and loaded the corpses of 5 people into them. Mu Chuan, take home the bones of your junior brothers. Zhao Duanlong handed the 5 jade altars to Mu Chuan, a seriously injured cultivator, and turned around and shouted. Set off. Wu Yangji rushed over at this time, patted Mu Chuan on the shoulder, and then followed and ran straight to the wilderness. Lin Haoyang and the others looked at the 5 jade altars, with sadness in their hearts, although Lin Haoyang had just worshipped Ji Lingxi shortly, and they didn't meet many people. However, Ji Lingxi's line is very friendly, and Lin Haoyang's relationship with them is also very good. One of them, Lin Haoyang used a magic talisman to help him out. Unexpectedly, a living confession disappeared in a blink of an eye. Mu Chuan dragged his badly injured body and watched Lin Haoyang and the others leave. He knew his own physical condition. If it weren't for Wu Yangji's medicine pill, he would probably be buried here. If you insist on keeping up with Lin Haoyang and others, it will only become a burden, so it is better to do something more meaningful. Take the bones of 5 juniors home. Under the leadership of Zhao Duanlong, Lin Haoyang and the others went all the way to the depths of the wilderness. There were 2 gods sitting in town. The demonic beasts on the road were not the enemy of one at all, and they were quickly wiped out by Lin Haoyang and others. It is not just Lin Haoyang and other Ji Lingxi's line, but now the other 6 powerful forces have also penetrated into the wild. Their goal is very clear, which is to penetrate deeply into the dark forest. Because when the Tianqing minor world reappears, it will be in the dark forest. As long as they have the upper hand, they are not afraid of demonic beasts Tianqing minor world appearing in the wilderness. After walking for a while, Zhao Duanlong called Lin Haoyang and asked. The location when you found the Tianqing minor world last time, how far is it from here? Lin Haoyang's eyes lit up when he heard this. Of course he heard what Zhao Duanlong meant. He was going to the dark forest area near Xuanzhenzong. In this way, with Ji Lingxi's lineage in charge, Xuanzhenzong will be completely stabilized. In the next few decades, at least until the opening of the tomb, Xuanzhenzong will have no worries. Afterwards, Lin Haoyang led everyone to the direction of Wu State, but the trip was hundreds of thousands of miles away. It took Lin Haoyang and others almost a year before they arrived in Wu State. During this year, Lin Haoyang and others passed by a lot of sects, and replaced all the demonic beasts' resources on them with spirit stones and resources along the way. Because the number was too large, it attracted the prying eyes of villains. But with Zhao Duanlong and Wu Yangji, these greedy people are nothing more than digging their own graves. Lin Haoyang emptied 4 storage bags with resources, in exchange for a huge income of 600,000 spirit stones. There was also a storage bag containing the most essential parts. He planned to take back to Xuanzhenzong. Among them were 14 demonic beasts' inner alchemy. After passing these sects along the way, Lin Haoyang also spent 150,000 spirit stones and exchanged 15 sets of materials for refining the foundation building alchemy. Lin Haoyang originally wanted to take it back for Bai Qingyan to refine, but Wu Yangji saw Lin Haoyang's mind, and before returning to the Xuanzhen sect, Wu Yangji trained the 14 demonic beasts in Lin Haoyang's hand into foundation building dans and became a single. The rate is as high as 95%. 14 demonic beasts' inner pills were trained into 131 foundation building pills. Lin Haoyang was completely stunned, and he deserved to be a pill-refining master of the 6th rank. After a year of rushing, Lin Haoyang and others entered the territory of Qingyunzong. However, Zhao Duanlong, Wu Yangji and others were not eager to enter. After all, they were too strong to break in, which might cause unnecessary misunderstandings. Although it was extremely easy for the G-Link Sea Line to flatten the Azure Cloud sect, it did not act arbitrarily. Lin Haoyang came to Qingyun Peak and found Bai Qingyun. The two couples hadn't seen each other for almost 2 years. But when they met, they saw that Bai Qingyun's face was dignified. Lin Haoyang suddenly felt something was wrong. After questioning, he realized that there was something in the dark forest outside of Wu. The breath of Tier 6 demonic beasts. Many of the rogue cultivators who entered it to hunt demonic beasts have suffered great losses. Now Zhuo Qianji has asked for help from Chongshan Tower and wants the support of the cultivator. 59%. Chapter 352. Hearing that there were Tier 6 demonic beasts entrenched outside of Wu, Lin Haoyang was not shocked and rejoiced. If he had faced Tier 6 demonic beasts in the past, he would have only escaped. But now, he didn't come back alone. Behind him, there are 2 cultivators, one of them is strong enough to tear the Tier 6 demonic beasts. Even if it was a Tier 6 top-grade demonic beasts entrenched outside of Wu, Lin Haoyang was not afraid at all. There was someone behind him, and his waist was even harder. Don't worry, I'll be back this time. Before Lin Haoyang finished speaking, someone outside the house shouted. By elder, please come from old ancestor Zhou. When Lin Haoyang heard Zhou's ancestor, his face suddenly showed joy. No need to ask, Lin Haoyang knew that Zhou Zunyuan finally took the last step and became nascent soul. I know that you will be extremely happy to know this. Since Patriarch Zhou has something to tell, let's go quickly. Bai Qingyun said. Lin Haoyang nodded, leaving Zhao Duanlong and others behind, and followed Lin Haoyang to Qingyun Peak. Because of Lin Haoyang's special status, he would not be interrogated when he came to Qingyun sect, let alone be notified, so Zhou Zunyuan didn't know the news of Lin Haoyang coming to Qingyun sect. As for Zhuo Qianji and Hu Weiwei, they are stationed at Fanyu Mountain. In recent years, demonic beasts has begun to counterattack. In addition to the threat of Tier 6 demonic beasts, there are several Tier 5 demonic beasts entrenched outside Fanyu Mountain, preventing Zhuo Qianji and others from leaving easily. Fortunately, there is a teleportation array between Fanyu Mountain and Qingyun Peak. Even if the Tier 6 demonic beasts attacked Fanyu Mountain, Zhuo Qianji and others could escape. On the way, Bai Qingyun told Lin Haoyang about Xuanzhenzong. In the past 2 years, Xuanzhenzong has developed extremely fast. Moreover, with the help of Xianjing, Lu Shiwen and Ma Jingde also succeeded in Golden Core. The number of Golden Cores stationed at the headquarters of Xuanzhenzong reached 4, which can be regarded as alleviating the pressure of shortage of high-end cultivator. Now that the 4 of them are guarding a Tier 4 spiritual vein separately, there is no need for Bai Zonkang and Lin Qianlong to bother. In addition, after Lin Haoyang brought back the foundation building Dan for many times, the number of Xuanzhenzong foundation buildings finally reached 100, which made the high-rank cultivator completely stabilized. Because of inheriting the name of Xuanzhenzong and continuing the luck of Xuanzhenzong, the probability of cultivator appearing in mortals near Xuanzhenzong is almost twice that of ordinary cultivators, and the aptitude is better than ordinary cultivator. In the past 2 years, although different spiritual roots have not appeared, the chances of appearing 2 spiritual roots and 3 spiritual roots are much higher. For this kind of cultivator, Zhanzhenzong is also the best training. In addition to starting from a child to cultivate Zhanzhenju, it will also give other guarantees. In order not to miss any cultivator with spiritual roots, Xuanzhenzong specially changed the test of spiritual veins from 2 times to 3 times, striving not to bury any cultivator. With this kind of treatment and the appearance rate of spiritual roots, many mortals unexpectedly migrated to Chenjiangya voluntarily. Qingyunzong and Tai had no choice but to set up a cultivator to manage the flow of mortals and prevent them from gathering in thousands of miles away. In addition to attracting people from other places to migrate, people from Chenjiangya have a great desire to have children. After the children who give birth discover spiritual roots, in addition to the rewards of Xuanzhenzong, the status of their parents will also increase, as long as they flow from the hands of the children of the cultivator. A little wealth is enough for mortal parents to use in their lifetime. With multiple incentives, 200 cultivators with spiritual roots appeared in the 1.3 million mortals within the Xuanzhen sect's mountain gate this year. Coupled with the marriage and children of Xuanzhenzong sect cultivator, the number of new cultivators with spiritual roots that appeared in Xuanzhenzong this year exceeded 300. If this development continues, the number of Xuanzhen sect will exceed 3,000 within a few years. When Lin Haoyang heard this, although he was happy in his heart, he was troubled more because there were a large number of children with spiritual roots. Every year Xuanzhenzong spends a large number of spirit stones to nurture this group of people. Now Qingyunzong can barely support it, but in 2 or 3 years, this number will double or triple again. By then, what will Xuanzhenzong use to cultivate this group of children? If there are no resources to cultivate properly, it is completely delaying the future of this group of children. Therefore, the development of Xuanzhenzong cannot stop. They need more resources to cultivate sect's future. Lin Haoyang alone was definitely not enough. Lin Haoyang provided some key cultivation resources at best. He didn't have a good way to deal with the number of sect cultivators that went straight to 3,000. But Xin Hao, this time Zhao Duanlong and others plan to set up camp outside the country of Wu. This will allow Xuanzhenzong to develop with peace of mind, even if it is to lay a fifth-order spiritual vein, it is not difficult. After thinking about it, Lin Haoyang had already followed Bai Qingyan to Zhou Zunyuan's immortal cave. Since it became a nascent soul, Zhou Zunyuan's immortal cave has also changed greatly. The most eye-catching spirit gathering array. In order for Zhou Zunyuan to have sufficient spirit power cultivation, this spirit gathering array is extremely important. But fortunately, Qingyunfeng is a third-tier high-grade spirit vein, even if it is for Zuo Qianji, Hu Weiwei, and Zhou Zunyuan to cultivate at the same time, it is not a big problem. Old ancestor Zhou, Qingyan, please. Bai Qingyan said with a smile. Qingyan fellow Taoist, didn't I say it a long time ago, just call me fellow Taoist. Zhou Zunyuan had a meal before he finished speaking. After a breath, Zhou Zunyuan rushed out of Immortal Cave and came to Lin Haoyang and his wife. Seeing Lin Haoyang, Zhou Zunyuan's face was full of joy. Lin fellow Taoist, we haven't seen you in 3 years since you are gone. Now when we see you, your cultivation base is growing. You are almost catching up with me. Zhou Zunyuan joked. Lin Haoyang also had a smile on his face. Although Zhou Zunyuan broke through nascent soul realm, his mood remained the same. Originally, the status of nascent soul and golden core was extremely different. Zhou Zunyuan still called Lin Haoyang the ancestor, which is enough to see the friendship between Zhou Zunyuan and Lin Haoyang. Zhou fellow Taoist is polite, didn't I come to Guizhong as soon as I came back? Lin Haoyang said. By the way, now you are also a sect master. I think back when you were in the foundation building, I saw your luck, Bufan, and now it is fulfilled. Tell me how Hidao cultivator exists. With that said, Bian took Lin Haoyang into his immortal cave. Bai Qingyan looked at her, feeling like an outsider. Didn't she have something to say to her this time? Bai Qingyan had no choice but to keep up and return to immortal cave. Zhou Zunyuan even took out his own good wine and drank it with Lin Haoyang. After a long time, Zhou Zunyuan said. There was news from head teacher that the cultivator of Chongshan Tower could not come. I heard that something went wrong in the Jagged City. The Jagged City has been blocked for more than a year. After all, Zhou Zunyuan looked at Lin Haoyang. I am afraid that only Lin Haoyang can know the details of this matter. Bai Qingyan is concerned that Zhongshan Tower cannot be aided by the cultivator of the god of transformation. What about the 6th order demonic beasts on the opposite side of the country of Wu? In the face of tier 6 demonic beasts, if there is no cultivator for God, even if everyone in the Wu kingdom is brought together, it is no use. 59%. Chapter 353 I have a helper. Afterwards, both of them turned their eyes to Lin Haoyang, and Lin Haoyang was also a little embarrassed to be looked at by them. Cough. Since the cultivator of Chongshan Tower doesn't care about it, let me deal with demonic beasts of tier 6. Lin Haoyang said without red face and heartbeat. Rao was Bai Qingyan, who was surprised by the thickness of Lin Haoyang's face. It was tier 6 demonic beasts, not the Chinese cabbage on the roadside. Lin fellow Taoist, I think this matter, you still discuss with your teacher. We are willing to come out of spirit stones, please ask a cultivator out of the mountain. Zhou Zunyuan said. Originally, Zhou Zunyuan invited Bai Qingyan to come here, because he wanted to use Bai Qingyan to ask Lin Haoyang to use a cultivator. Now that Lin Haoyang is here, he can directly find the Lord, but what Zhou Zunyuan did not expect is that after Lin Haoyang went to the Jagged City, he would even brag and talk big. It's not that Zhou Zunyuan didn't believe Lin Haoyang's words, but the strength of tier 6 demonic beasts is too terrifying. Even if Lin Haoyang now has tier 6 magical charms, it is not necessarily his opponent. Lin Haoyang saw that the two of them didn't believe it, but just smiled at the corners of his mouth and continued to drink. As Lin Haoyang's wife, Bai Qingyan can be said to be the person who knows Lin Haoyang best, and Lin Haoyang never tells a lie at any time. Thinking of the Tianqing minor world mentioned by Lin Haoyang before, and Lin Haoyang's sudden appearance in Qingyunzong, Bai Qingyan suddenly understood that Lin Haoyang must have come with a mission. Perhaps even at this moment, somewhere, there is a cultivator hiding in it. When Lin Haoyang saw Bai Qingyan's expression change, he knew that Bai Qingyan had guessed 7 or 8 out of 10. He raised his glass and invited Bai Qingyan to drink with him. With a smile on Bai Qingyan's face, she also raised her wine and had a drink with Lin Haoyang. On the side, Zhou Zunyuan looked at Lin Haoyang and his wives, one singing and one harmony, and couldn't help frowning. Does Lin Haoyang really have a way? Lin, fellow Taoist, I'm a straight person, please tell me if you have something to say, don't make these twists and turns. Zhou Zunyuan smiled bitterly. Seeing Zhou Zunyuan slumped, Bai Qingyan let out a pouch laugh. Lin Haoyang couldn't bear to hide Zhou Zunyuan, so he told Zhou Zunyuan that Zhao Duanlong and others were nearby. After hearing this, Zhou Zunyuan couldn't hide the joy on his face, and said excitedly, Lin, fellow Taoist, you are really the nobleman of my Qingyan sect, where are those seniors? Why not invite them to Qingyan Peak so that we can do our best as a landlord? But Zhou Zunyuan's proposal was rejected by Lin Haoyang. They came this time to perform the task, and it was not suitable for excessive publicity. Lin Haoyang told Zhou Zunyuan about this. First, the Tier 6 demonic beasts were indeed a hazard. If they were left out, it would be a disaster for Xuanzhenzong. Secondly, there are so many people in Zhao Duanlong, and there are 2 more cultivators. If there is no 6th order spiritual channel for them to cultivate, the daily spirit stones to maintain the cultivation base are an astronomical number. Not to mention the growth of cultivation base, I am afraid that they will not be able to sustain it for long. Originally, Lin Haoyang was planning to tell the secret realm away from Yanggu, but now it seems that it is not needed anymore. The Tier 6 demonic beasts dare to wander outside the country of Wu, so there must be enough spiritual qi for it to absorb, otherwise, Tier 6 demonic beasts will never come here. Just like without the 6th order spiritual veins, the God transformation cultivator will definitely not stay in the territory of Wu. Afterwards, Lin Haoyang chatted with Zhou Zunyuan for a while, and only then left with Bai Qingyan after taking over the matter completely. Watching the 2 of Lin Haoyang leave, a smile appeared on the corner of Zhou Zunyuan's mouth, and then took out a leaf of the mother-child message tree, and told Zhuo Qianji about the matter, so that he would not worry. Lin Haoyang left Qingyan Peak with Bai Qingyan. As Lin Haoyang's Dao companion, Bai Qingyan, Zhao Duanlong and others are here, so naturally they should pay a visit. The 2 walked for 3 days, completely far away from the Qingyunzong mountain gate, and finally found Zhao Duanlong and others in a valley. This valley looks ordinary from the outside, but when you come into the valley, you can feel the rich spiritual qi. The richness of this spiritual qi is not even lower than the 5th order spiritual vein. Lin Haoyang was surprised. Could it be that Duan Hong was so powerful, so that he could find a 5th order spiritual vein hidden by the shadow? If it is so simple, what do they desperately search for the 5th order spiritual veins? But immediately, Lin Haoyang realized something was wrong, and saw that there were a large number of spirit-gathering formations in the valley. It was the existence of these formations that attracted a large amount of spirit power to gather here. Therefore, Lin Haoyang guessed that although this place had spiritual veins before, it should be only a 4th order spiritual vein. Later, because of Duan Hong's methods, this was able to bring the spirit power level ascension to the 5th order level. Although the 5th order spiritual veins still cannot maintain the cultivation of Zhao Duanlong and Ouyang-ji, the rest of them, under the protection of the spiritual veins, can maintain the cultivation base without any problem. Seeing someone coming, Cao Ying ran out first and shouted, Master! Aside, Bai Qingyan saw that Cao Ying, who was already in the Golden Core middle stage, looked weird. What happened? A Golden Core middle stage worshipped the Golden Core early stage cultivator as a teacher, or Lin Haoyang cheated the little girl? Seeing more and more guesses in Bai Qingyan's eyes, Lin Haoyang hurriedly said, Cao Ying, this is your mother, don't come to see you soon. Cao Ying was originally curious about Bai Qingyan, but at the moment she heard that it was her mother, and immediately ran to see her. Bai Qingyan had no choice but to choose a good 4th-tier middle-grade medicine pill and gave it to Cao Ying. Although Bai Qingyan's pill refining teacher is not as good as Ouyang-ji, the medicine pill that nourishes the soul is very outstanding, and the soul refining pill given by Bai Qingyan still makes Cao Ying overjoyed. She didn't expect that Bai Qingyan would still be such an excellent pill refining teacher, and with such excellent qualifications, she matched her master very well. But Bai Qingyan felt bitter. Although she was a tier 4 mid-level pill refining master, she personally made this soul-raising pill for Lin Haoyang, and there were only 3 bottles in total. Now that the next bottle is given, there is one less bottle. If Lin Haoyang still accepts other disciples, he doesn't know what to do. Cao Ying, can your master accept other disciples? Bai Qingyan asked in a low voice. Cao Ying shook her head. She didn't understand what Qingyun meant. Bai Qingyan let out a sigh of relief, so that she wouldn't fall off her face, and then walked towards the valley with a lot of joy on her face. On the way, people kept calling Lin Haoyang Master Uncle. Lin Haoyang also introduced along the way, but Bai Qingyan was a little uneasy. Every cultivation base here is higher than her, but her seniority is not as high as her. Finally, under the leadership of Cao Ying, Lin Haoyang and his wife came to a cave. Master, 3 uncles are waiting for you inside, Cao Ying said. Lin Haoyang nodded, and Cao Ying stopped interrupting when she saw this, and walked away. Aside, Bai Qingyan asked quietly, "This is your brother?" Lin Haoyang nodded, and Bai Qingyan's expression changed immediately. Lin Haoyang's seniors were all disciples of the Hidao cultivator. Seeing such a character really made her a little nervous. Haoyang, since we are all here with my sister-in-law, don't let us meet. Zhao Duanlong's voice came from inside the cave. Hearing this, Lin Haoyang immediately took Bai Qingyan's hand and walked into the cave. Junior brother and Qingyan have met 3 senior brothers. Lin Haoyang took Bai Qingyan to meet one by one, and introduced them again. I don't know it, but I was shocked when I saw it. With Bai Qingyan's strength, I couldn't see through the cultivation base realm of the 3. No matter how you look at it, the 3 of them are stronger than Zuo Qianji. This shows that Lin Haoyang's 3 seniors are likely to be 3 gods. 59%. Chapter 354 Elder. Bai Qingyan swallowed secretly, transforming the gods into the cultivator. In the borderlands, that is the existence of the legend, she did not expect to see the 3 statues all at once. If it were placed in the past, she would not dare to think about it. Now, these 3 transformation gods have become Lin Haoyang's senior brothers, and they can be regarded as existences that are quite close to her. Seeing Bai Qingyan's face full of excitement, Zhao Duanlong's 3 people also smiled, so they slapped their storage bags, and a magical object appeared in their hands. Qingyun, this is a set of 5th-tier low-grade formations that I have refined, and the 2 can urge them. If there are enough spirit stones, they can temporarily exert the strength of nascent soul. Duan Hongdao. Since the 3rd child gave a set of formations for attacking, then I will give a tier 5 low-grade defensive charm here. Zhao Duanlong said. Finally, Ouyangji smiled at the corner of his mouth and said, I think you have a strong fragrance of medicine, and you must be a pill refining master, so I will give you a pill refining furnace. This furnace is called Pishui Sanyuan furnace. It is a 5th-tier middle-grade furnace. It is what I used in the past. You can use it now, although it is still a bit reluctant, but using it is very helpful for your pile refining technique ascension. Quote. After the 3 of them finished speaking, before Bai Qingyan refused, they lifted it up with spirit power and sent it to Bai Qingyan. Bai Qingyan looked at the 3 treasures dumbfounded, and was shocked to speak. For Bai Qingyan, the 5th order treasure was too precious, even though it was given by Lin Haoyang's seniors, she did not dare to accept it. Lin Haoyang chuckled secretly beside him, then stepped forward, put the 3 spiritual objects into his hands, and when he touched the water-preserving ternary furnace, his eyes suddenly brightened. This is definitely a rare treasure. Seeing Lin Haoyang and seeing the 3 treasures accepted, Bai Qingyan hurriedly stopped and said, Haoyang, these things are too expensive, But before he finished speaking, Lin Haoyang interrupted him, saying, The rewards of the 3 seniors are for your love, and these things are not worth mentioning to the 3 seniors. In this way, under Lin Haoyang's pushing and shouting, Bai Qingyan accepted it in a daze, but Bai Qingyan was still very uneasy. After all, the value of a tier 5 spiritual creature was too great. The 3 treasures given by the 3 seniors are probably worth more than 300,000 spirit stones, especially the pill refining furnace. From the eyes of her pill refining master, they are definitely great treasures. However, just as Bai Qingyan was anxious, Lin Haoyang and the 3 of them chatted about tier 6 demonic beasts. This matter was so important that Bai Qingyan had to share the news with all his heart. Originally, Bai Qingyan was worried that Zhao Duanlong and others would not do anything, but then thought that when he heard the news of tier 6 demonic beasts, the 3 of Zhao Duanlong were so excited. I can't wait to leave right away and head straight to the lair of Tier 6 demonic beasts. However, the three excited people were stopped by Lin Haoyang. Although it was good for Wu Guo to deal with the 6th order demonic beasts, Lin Haoyang, as the sect leader of Xuanzhenzong, wanted to get the most benefits for Xuanzhenzong. Lin Haoyang knew that the three of Zhao Duanlong came for the immortal tomb, and they might stay here for 50 years, but after 5 years, where should this 6th order spiritual vein belong? There is only one thing that Lin Haoyang can be sure of, that is, after the immortal tomb matter, neither Zhao Duanlong nor Yangji will sit here for this 6th order spiritual vein. If there is no Washan cultivator in town, there are the 3 sects of Wu Kingdom, the 4 sects of Zheng Kingdom, Chongshan Tower, Yuanenjai, and sect near Wu Kingdom. Not to mention the possession of this spiritual vein, just being affected by it, I am afraid that all the Xuanzhen sects will feel better, and the final result is definitely not able to hold this spiritual vein. At the same time, his Xuanzhen sect also has a share of the spiritual veins and resources in the past. After deliberation, Lin Haoyang finally reached an agreement with Zhao Duanlong and others. All members of the Ji-Lingxi line were temporarily listed as the elder of the Xuanzhen sect's reputation. After that, they sent troops to the 6th order demonic beasts in the name of Xuanzhen sect. Of course, since the Ji-Lingxi line sent troops in the name of Xuanzhen sect, the territory and resources occupied by Xuanzhen sect along the way were also taken over by Xuanzhen sect. This matter is also in the interests of Zhao Duanlong and others. If they were allowed to stay here for 50 years, no matter how big the family business was, they would not be defeated. After all, the resource consumption of Ji-Lingxi's line was notorious. After discussing properly, Lin Haoyang rushed to the gate of Xuanzhenzong with a line of people from Ji-Lingxi. The situation of the border famine nowadays can be said to be complicated. In addition to the 4 sects of Zhengguo, the neighboring sect to the north of Qingyan sect, the Sunset sect, has also been inserted. After years of development in the Sunset sect, there are already 4 nascent souls in the sect, and they are extremely powerful. The Sunset sect has a 6th rank force as a backing. In addition to expanding westward, there is even an attempt to go south. The ambition of the Sunset sect completely angered the 4 sects of Zheng State, and immediately dispatched to sit in Qianyuan Mountain. At the same time, he quickly took down an idle 5th order spiritual vein and completely blocked the route of the Sunset sect to the south. Otherwise, if you indulge in the Sunset sect and go south, I am afraid that the 4 sects of the state of Zheng can only be blocked by the Sunset sect in Suqin at Qianyuan Mountain, so that their efforts will be completely in vain. At that time, the 4 sects of Zhengguo could only choose enclaves, and the loss was greater than the offending Sunset. Compared with Bianbianwang sect's successive shots, the inland majors such as Chongshanlu and Yuanenjai have become very quiet, and the chances are not much. In fact, this can't be all to blame for them. Now the human race is surrounded by crises, the large inland sects have been mobilized in large numbers by the Sword League, and the Iron and Blood City is closed. Even if the large inland sects want to take action, it is extremely difficult. This is also the reason why Zhongshan Tower is unwilling to help solve Tier 6 demonic beasts. First, Li Mucheng was trapped in the Iron Blood City and couldn't get out. Secondly, Zhongshan Tower was assigned a part of Nascent Soul Cultivator to guard the northern ice field. There is no extra manpower. Without the intervention of the bulk of the mainland, it has become a golden stage in the development of sect. If it weren't for the presence of Tier 6 demonic beasts outside of Wu, I am afraid that the 2 sides have already been fighting in full swing. Soon, Lin Haoyang brought Zhao Duanlong and others to Xuanzhenzong, and Bai Qingyan also followed. As soon as he entered the range of Xuanzhen sect's mountain gate, Zhao Duanlong stopped, narrowed his eyes, and said, "Junior brother, you sect, it's kind of interesting. From a distance, you can see that luck is like a purple cloud. No matter how you look at it, it doesn't look like a newly established sect." Yangji added. Hearing this, Lin Haoyang narrowed his eyes slightly. He didn't expect that the 2 of them were so fast, and they saw the special features of Xuanzhenzong. In this way, Lin Haoyang didn't conceal it, so he came one by one when he was inherited from Xuanzhenzong. Although Lin Haoyang is now worshipping the sect of Ji-Lingxi, it does not prevent him from having other opportunities before. Listening to Lin Haoyang's explanation, Zhao Duanlong and Yangji nodded instead and said, "You don't need to be too nervous. There are many 6th rank sects, which have been inherited from the immortal world, and use the name of the immortal sect to inherit the power of luck. Regarding the current situation of Guanshuanzhenzong, I am afraid that Xuanzhen was also a great sect in the immortal world. Haoyang is really lucky." Quote. When Lin Haoyang heard this, he was relieved, and at the same time was shocked that someone else still used the name sect in the fairy world. By the way, 3 seniors, why didn't the master and her old man create a sect? Lin Haoyang asked in confusion. When Lin Haoyang asked this question, Zhao Duanlong smiled bitterly. Our line of resources consumes too much. Except for the Sword League, nothing sect can raise. We have a small line of people. Have you ever seen sect with only 50 people? After Lin Haoyang heard this, there was also a wry smile. What Zhao Duanlong said was indeed correct. Later, Zhao Duanlong and others brought them back to Chenjiangya and announced that they would become the honorary elder of Xuanzhenzong. 59%. Chapter 355. In the name of Xuanzhen. As soon as this news came out, Xuanzhenzong was shocked, not to mention Lin Haoyang's sudden return, and only Zhao Duanlong and more than 50 people. I am afraid that Xuanzhenzong will be completely empty. Lin Qianlong and others even doubted whether Lin Haoyang was controlled by this group of people, and what special methods were planted on Lin Haoyang. Seeing everyone's doubts and worries, Lin Haoyang explained it from the beginning, and Bai Qingyan helped to explain it, so Lin Qianlong and others were relieved. It's no wonder that Lin Qianlong and the others are terrified. It is really that Zhao Duanlong and the others are too strong. The worst is Golden Core Realm. If this is to be disadvantageous to Xuanzhenzong, I am afraid that they will not even have a chance to resist. After announcing it with everyone, Lin Haoyang led everyone to a house on the top of Chenjiangya Cliff for them to stay temporarily. Chenjiangya's spirit veins only had a 4th order high grade, which was not enough to meet the needs of Zhao Duanlong and the others. Duan Hong had no choice but to rearrange the spirit gathering formation and temporarily ascension the spirit power concentration in the area where they lived to the 5th order level. After Zhao Duanlong and others were arranged, they came to see Lin Qianlong and others again. Patriarch, this time the brothers and the others came to have other tasks. Just passing by the country of Wu, I took them to Xuanzhenzong to sit down. In a few days, they will leave. Before that, quickly gather sect cultivator, it's going to war. Lin Haoyang said. Listening to Lin Haoyang's words, Lin Qianlong and the others frowned, and went to war. Who are you hitting? Bai Qingyan was on the side with a smile on her face. She was like this before, stunned for a year, so she explained. Oh, Haoyang, don't sell it, just talk about it. Lin Haoyang smiled at the corner of his mouth, no longer concealing it, and when he wanted to take action on Tier 6 demonic beasts, he came together one by one. After listening, Lin Qianlong and others all looked solemn. It was not that they had never seen the world, but Lin Haoyang's plan was too bold. According to Lin Haoyang, this was to grab food from Xuanzhenzong's mouth and take control of the 6th order spiritual vein, right? Lin Qianlong and the others had never thought about this. Their biggest wish was to win a 5th order spiritual vein in this wasteland reclamation season, as the future sect, and lay a foundation for Xuanzhenzong. However, Lin Haoyang's opening was to take down a 6th order spiritual vein and 1 or 2 5th order spiritual veins, which caused their little hearts to suffer. Head teacher, I think this matter is still a bit too hasty. If your brothers and them leave after completing their tasks, our 4th rank sect occupies so many resources, I am afraid this is a misfortune, not a blessing. Lu Shiwen said. Don't worry, we have to stay here for at least 50 years when we come out to perform the task this time. We don't have to think about this for 50 years. Lin Haoyang said again. Even though Lin Haoyang said so, Lin Qianlong and the others were still dignified. Even if Zhao Duanlong and others were to spend 50 years on the border, the Xuanzhen sect could develop unscrupulously in these 50 years, but what would they do after 50 years? Even if Lin Haoyang can form nascent soul in 50 years, Lin Qianlong and Bai Zonkang both form nascent soul, but with 3 nascent souls, can they keep a 6th order spiritual vein? Obviously, it is impossible to hold it. For forces like Chongshanlu, the allure of the 6th order spiritual veins is too great. Even if Lin Haoyang is a disciple of the Hidao cultivator, I am afraid that the Chongshan Tower will be a success by that time, and some sects in the vicinity will also pull a few pieces of meat from it, causing the Xuanzhenzong to be embarrassed on all sides. This is the consequence of the uncoordinated virtue. However, facing the concerns of Lin Qianlong and others, Lin Haoyang had one last killer, but at this time, too many people knew. Everyone, don't worry, even if we finish the mission in the future, I promise that the people from my sect will not withdraw, and even place heavy bets on Xuanzhenzong. As long as the people in my teacher's school don't tear it away, Chongshan Tower will not dare to hit our attention. Lin Haoyang mysteriously said. Although Lin Haoyang said so, Everyone still didn't believe it, but Lin Haoyang didn't continue to explain. After all, it was not the time to expose the secret realm of Yanggu. Lin Qianlong and Lin Xuanjia suddenly understood something. Lin Haoyang accidentally revealed before that his masters pursuing dual cultivation of Dharma body. Although dual cultivation of the legal body is powerful, cultivation is extremely difficult, so Lin Haoyang's teachers are rare. And Lin Qianlong and Lin Xuanjia knew that the secret realm in Liangu was a secret realm that was extremely helpful to physical cultivation. They knew that Lin Haoyang's physical body was so powerful and it was related to the secret realm. If Lin Haoyang's teacher knew that there was another such treasure, he would never give up here, because the secret realm is too important to them. On the contrary, cultivators like Lin Qianlong are not only interested in the rich spirit power environment away from the secret realm of Yanggu, but are less interested in the formation and facilities of the cultivation of the flesh. When Lin Haoyang mentioned it, Lin Qianlong and Lin Xuanjia finally reacted. If they come up with this assassin, I'm afraid it will really be a show. The two also agree with Lin Haoyang's suggestion. Lin did it, and Lin Xuanjia said at the same time. Are you two hiding something from us? Bai Zonkang asked when he saw that Lin Qianlong had agreed to do it, and felt that there was something tricky. I have something in the Lin family that can attract Haoyang's teachers to stay here. Is this reason enough? Lin Ganlong said. As soon as this remark came out, the audience was quiet, and there was no slightest objection. They still trusted Lin Qianlong. Since Lin Qianlong said they were sure to keep Zhao Duanlong and others, they would give it a try. Let the spirit veins come out. Now that an agreement was reached, Xuanzhenzong began to gather personnel, drew most of the centaur from the seedless spirit veins, and recruited many cultivators in Saihei Mountain. The Golden Corps alone recruited 3. In addition to the original Yang Yuanming and Lu Lanji, Sai Heshan drew 5 Golden Corps, 30 foundation building, and 500 people. A Golden Corps rewarded 3,000 spirit stones and 1,000 foundation building for this trip. Condensed Pulse 100, Xuanzhenzong is also regarded as a blood base. On Xuanzhenzong's own side, Golden Corps selected 4 people. Lu Shiwen was responsible for staying in sect. Foundation building cultivator selected 70 people, leaving 40 people to guard sect, and as for the coagulation, 1,000 people were selected. In order to motivate everyone, in addition to the spirit stones reward, Lin Haoyang also took out all the foundation building dans he got this time, 131 foundation building dans, all handed over to Xuanzhenzong Fuku. Each foundation building dan is exchanged for 10,000 contribution points, and 131 foundation building dans are 1.3 million contribution points. Together with the resources brought back by Lin Haoyang already has more than 2 on his book. Contribution points for 1 million spirit stones. 131 foundation building pills instantly ignited Xuanzhenzong up and down completely. Even the 500 condensing vein cultivators hired by Saihei Mountain are completely excited, because Lin Haoyang has released the news that as long as he works hard this time, he can exchange for the foundation building dan. Lin Qianlong and the others looked at the piles of foundation building dans, and they were stunned for a while. This is nothing else. This is a real foundation building dan. It costs 10,000 spirit stones without one. Back then, they were intrigues for a foundation building pill, how much effort it took to get one, and now Lin Haoyang actually got more than 100, how could they not be shocked? Of the last 130 foundation building dans, Bai Qingyun ordered 20 of them. To this day, Qingyunzong still owes 15 foundation building dans for pensions on his books. 60%. Chapter 356. Although Bai Qingyun took away these foundation building pills, the 200,000 spirit stones still had to be released by Qingyun sect. Moreover, with Bai Qingyun, killing tier 6 demonic beasts must not leave Qingyunzong aside. If you want to occupy such a magnificent area, even with the help of the spirits, it is not enough. They need more humans and beasts. After Bai Qingyun took 20 foundation building tango, she left, and asked Qingyunzong to also be prepared. 2 months later, she set off for the wilderness. Because of the recruitment of a large number of rogue cultivators in Saihei Mountain, the news that Xuanzhenzong was preparing to attack the lair of tier 6 demonic beasts spread like wildfire. Wu Guo, Zheng Guo, Song Guo in the north and other forces all wanted to intervene. But it was too late for them to get the news, and the people from the Xuanzhen and Qingyun sects had already set off. A team of 1,700 people, 2 Washan, 13 nascent soul, 50 golden core, 100 foundation building, and 1,500 people, such a scale, sweeping any small country on the border, all more than enough. After a month of going away, everyone from the Azure Cloud sect finally converged. In this operation, Zuo Qianji personally led the team, Hu Weiwei held the line, 10 Golden Core members, and the Foundation Building 150 Cultivator 3000. Although the number of Qingyunzong is almost twice that of Xuanzhenzong, but if you really want to fight, the Qingyunzong will be like a piece of loose sand, vulnerable. This is the gap in high-end combat power. Sometimes a high-ranked cultivator can control the battle. This is why everyone in the Wu state is so panicked about Tier 6 demonic beasts. Seeing Zuo Qianji, Zhao Duanlong and others couldn't help frowning. Duan Hong said, "This person is not easy. Even if I want to defeat him, I have to make full preparations in advance." Lin Haoyang listened to this and said on the side, "Left head teacher is good at negotiating and deducing. Don't underestimate him." The three brothers. Hearing Zuo Qian's chance to deduct the deduction, Zhao Duanlong and the others showed a trace of dumbness. It is true that the skill of deduction is too difficult to cultivate, and there are not many masters in this aspect of the entire Sword League. It can be said that no cultivator who is good at deduction will be listed as a treasure by sect. With Zuo Qianji's current strength, if he can be promoted to the God of Transformation, I am afraid the future is boundless. But whether he can be promoted to the God of Transformation depends on his good fortune. After all, fighting Duan Hong's talent has been stuck at the peak of nascent soul for many years. Left head teacher, Hu fellow Taoist, long time no see. Lin Haoyang greeted. Zuo Qianji smiled at the corner of his mouth, cupped fist with both hands, and said, "Lin head teacher is a young hero. Since I am willing to eradicate the threat of Tier 6 demonic beasts for Wu, I am waiting for the Wu cultivator, and I will definitely come to help." Hu Weiwei was a cupped fist with both hands, and did not say much. She was a little frightened by Zhan Junzong's lineup. As a nascent soul cultivator, although she could not see the specific strength of Zhao Duanlong and Ouyang Ji, as soon as her divine sense fell, she would be like a cow into the mud sea, without any reaction. From this point alone, it can be seen that Zhao Duanlong and Ouyang Ji are very likely to be cultivators of the gods. With the addition of more than 10 nascent souls, they are also confident in dealing with Tier 6 demonic beasts. Before Bai Qingyun returned and persuaded everyone from Qingyunzong to send troops, Hu Weiwei and others were still worried. After all, what they are going to face is Tier 6 demonic beasts. Even if Lin Haoyang finds a god to block Tier 6 demonic beasts, how can the remaining Tier 5 demonic beasts and Tier 4 demonic beasts stop? In the end, it was Zuo Qianji who rejected the crowd and decided to take a gamble. If they helped Zhan Junzong at this time, it would be a gift in the snow, and it would be beneficial to them. If the Azure Cloud sect comes back after the fight, even if it's good then, they won't be in their turn. Afterwards, Lin Haoyang and both parties introduced that the two men and horses merged into one and continued to march towards the wilderness. After walking for about 10 days, another team appeared in front of him, led by two old acquaintances of Lin Haoyang, Qin Lin and Zi Yan. Their team consists of 2 nascent soul, 20 golden core, 100 foundation building, and only 1,500 people. When Lin Haoyang saw this group of people, a smile appeared on the corner of Lin Haoyang's mouth. Lin Haoyang didn't say anything, and directly let them join the team. So far, the army of Xuanzhenzong's crusade against Tier 6 demonic beasts has been extremely large. There are 6,000 people in the cultivator alone, and they are smashed into the wild and deep. After that, no one joined in strangling the Tier 6 demonic beasts. Although it sounds very great, but the danger is too great. If one of them fails, it is the crisis of extinction. Therefore, the other forces of Wu, Song, and Zheng chose to do so. Wait and see. If Xuanzhenzong really lays down the lair of Tier 6 demonic beasts, then they will have no scruples and can use large-scale troops against the wilds. If Zhan Junzong loses, it will also hurt both sides, but it will ease the current situation and win a ray of life for them. The 3 cultivators went all the way into the wild and dark forest. Although Lihuo Brahma was dead, there were still a lot of demonic beasts on the road. From Chenjiangya to the dark forest, there are 3 layers of demonic beasts of Tier 5. The 3 cultivators took down the mountain without a lot of effort and used them as a temporary springboard to face the lair of Tier 6 demonic beasts. The 3 cultivators made such a big movement, the Tier 6 demonic beasts, they were also prepared, and they came out to test them before, but they just watched from a distance. After feeling the breath of Zhao Duanlong and Ouyang Ji, they withdrew into the nest and couldn't come out again. Moreover, they gathered all the demonic beasts in the nearby dark forest, guarded him, and checked them carefully, and found that there were about 20 Tier 5 demonic beasts near the lair of Tier 6 demonic beasts. With such a large number, Lin Haoyang and the others also felt very strange. If they knew that there were so many Tier 5 demonic beasts in the dark forest, they would not dare to go further into the barbarians. This would be death. Before, Zuo Qianji went deep into the wild again. Not only did he not notice so many Tier 5 demonic beasts, he didn't even see the shadow of Tier 6 demonic beasts. This should be a major change in the geology here, or what heavenly and mortal treasures has to be realistic. That's why so many demonic beasts have gathered. In other words, these demonic beasts are not from here, but because of some traction, they appeared here. Speaking of this, Zhao Duanlong's expression gradually became serious. If so, is there any trouble? Lin Haoyang asked. The trouble may not be small. The gathering of a large number of demonic beasts can even attract Tier 6 demonic beasts. Then it can only show that the treasure has a great temptation for demonic beasts. If this is the case, if there is one Tier 6 demonic beasts, there will be 2 or 3. Zhao Duanlong said. When everyone heard this, their expressions were solemn. If what Zhao Duanlong said was true, then their opponents were far more than those in front of them. What are we going to do now? Zuo Qianji asked. This fellow Taoist, if you hear that you are good at deduction, you can count it. Is there any treasure born around here? In addition, junior brother Wu Yang and I went to the neighborhood to check to see if there are other demonic beasts nearby. If there is only this group, it will be easy to win them. Haoyang, you will take everyone to build the 3 spiritual veins. If my guess is true, we will probably camp here for a long time in the future. Zhao Duanlong said. Okay, I'll count it as a hang. Zuo Qianji said. Senior brother, don't worry, leave it to us here. Lin Haoyang said. Having said that, Zhao Duanlong and Wu Yangji flew away and headed straight to the depths of the dark forest. 60%. Chapter 357. After Zhao Duanlong and Wu Yangji left, Zuo Qianji also chose a quiet location for deduction. Duan Hong was not idle either. After Qian Zongya discovered Zan Junzong's teleportation formation, he temporarily dismantled the section of Bai Shongshan. With his disciple, he placed it on the newly knocked 5th order middle grade spirit vein Zhongyu Mountain. At the same time, he also began to arrange formations on the 3 spiritual veins, clearing up the materials, intending to use the 3 spiritual veins as long-term strongholds. Lin Xuanjia followed Duan Hong, wanting to see Duan Hong's methods. On Bai Qingyun's side, they worked with Cao Lu and Yang Guang to refine the foundation building pills. This time they eliminated 3 Tier 5 spiritual veins and harvested a lot of Tier 4 demonic beasts. They can refine more than 20 foundation building pills. Dan. However, the 3 preparations for refining the foundation building pill are not enough, and can only refine 15 furnaces of foundation building pill at most. As for the 3 Tier 5 demonic beasts inner pills, they were all taken by Zhao Duanlong. There are many golden core cultivators in the line of Ji Lingxi, and there are many people who have cultivated to the golden core late stage like Cao Lu. If you can't find many infant pill, these 5-tier demonic beasts inner pill is the guarantee of their breakthrough. Besides, these Tier 5 demonic beasts were solved easily by Zhao Duanlong without letting others do anything. He took the inner alchemy, and the others had nothing to say. On Lin Haoyang's side, he led the crowd to explore the 3 spiritual veins, and wanted to find some treasures. The very spiritual child's line did not lose, but there were many capable people. Among them is a nascent soul cultivator named Zhu Chunfeng, who is a disciple of Zhao Duanlong, but he did not learn magical charms with Zhao Duanlong, but has an excellent talent for minerals. After his careful exploration, 2 types of 5th order mineral deposits, 5 types of 4th order mineral deposits, and dozens of 3rd order mineral deposits were discovered on Zongyu Mountain, which shocked everyone. In the other 2 5th order mountains, Quanyang Mountain and Qian Mountain, there are only a few small mineral deposits, not even a quarter of Zongyu Mountain. But in Quanyang Mountain, I found a water vein, which is extremely spiritual, which is very good for the water spiritual roots cultivator, and it can be regarded as a 5th order spiritual creature. As for Qian Mountain, only 8 5th order spiritual plants were found, of which 3 are spiritual fruits for growing cultivation base, and 4 are spiritual medicines. There is another one, which is a spiritual fruit that nourishes the soul. At this moment, there are 3 black fruits on the tree, but it will take 2 or 3 years for it to mature. This plant that nourishes the soul has become Qi Yunshan's greatest wealth. Moreover, after Lin Xuanlin's observation, Qian Mountain is very suitable for the growth of Lingzi. Because of its special location, the Shantian purple gas in the morning of the day appears twice as long as elsewhere. As a result, the growth rate of Lingzi in Qian Mountain was almost twice that of the outside world. The 3 fifth-order spiritual veins are almost too wealthy, much richer than the 5th-order spiritual veins occupied by everyone before, especially Zhongyu Mountain, which is even richer than the Vanyu Mountain that Qingyunzong has bothered to occupy, giving Hu Weiwei some atmosphere. Lin Haoyang's attention was immediately drawn to Lin Haoyang's abnormal wealth of spiritual veins. If this place was originally so rich, I am afraid that the number of demonic beasts in this place would be far more than everyone saw. In particular, Quanyang Mountain and Qian Mountain, these two places should be the most attractive to demonic beasts, but occupying these 2 spiritual veins are only 2 ordinary Tier 5 demonic beasts. As far as the few Tier 5 spiritual plants in Qiyunshan are concerned, that Tier 5 low-grade demonic beasts will definitely be unstoppable. And Tier 6 demonic beasts gathered more than 20 Tier 5 demonic beasts at once, which is enough to show that there are many demonic beasts nearby, but if there is no Tier 5 demonic beasts, it can only show that there is more than Qiyunshan. Better places are attracting them. It was this attraction that attracted Tier 6 demonic beasts. This point was quickly noticed by other cultivators, and the atmosphere immediately became dignified. Others didn't know it, but Ji Lingxi knew it in one line. The Terran is now embarrassed on all sides. If there is really an unworldly treasure found here, then the Terran does not have much power to seize him now. The people that human race can freely use today are the 7 great Taoist sects, but these people have long been distributed in the wild, and they are unlikely to help Lin Haoyang and others in the future fairy tombs. Or the strength like the Chongshan Tower. Now it has been a sign. I am afraid that even the remaining cultivator will be on the battlefield. After all, being besieged from all sides, the pressure of the Sword Alliance is too great. Therefore, if there are real treasures born here, then it is not good news for Lin Haoyang and others. In this silent atmosphere, everyone began to transform the 3 fifth-order spiritual veins, and the houses of the immortal cave pulled up, rapidly resembling the transformation of human society. Various facilities were also quickly built. Under Duan Hong's instructions, 6 fifth-level earth fire rooms were created, which can be used for pill refining and magical item. To lay down 3 fifth-order spiritual veins, everyone has a lot of demonic beasts materials in their hands, and they can be refined into magical item, ascension everyone's strength. Lin Haoyang wants to refine some magical items. Now he has too many demonic beasts materials in his hands, but he still hasn't figured out what the sudden appearance of Tier 6 demonic beasts is. Lin Haoyang cannot easily close door training. The line of Xuanzhenzong, Qingyunzong, Chongshanlu, and Wisdom is almost all connected together by him. If he is not there, everyone will not be so harmonious. In a flash, half a month passed, the 3 fifth-order spiritual veins protecting the mountain array have been arranged, and even the teleportation array from Chenjiangya to Zhongyu Mountain has been arranged. Then Duan Hong took the people busy and started to build various facilities. At the same time, Zhuo Qianji, who was quietly closed door training in Zhongyushan, suddenly opened his eyes, with a hint of solemnity in his eyes. In this closed door training divination, he has determined that in the northwestern part of Zhongyu Mountain, in the dark forest, a treasure has appeared, probably at the 6th level top grade, and even touched a trace of the 7th level. And this treasure is very likely to be the reason for the 6th order demonic beasts, and the treasure is also very involved. Zhuo Qianji just deduced a lower position and paid the price. Every time Zhuo Qianji deduces, it consumes own origin. Every time the divination is linked, the origin will be weak. If the divination is too much, the origin will be greatly damaged. I am afraid that Zhuo Qianji's path will also be affected. The reason for the death of Lin Xuanjing last time was that he would never do it if it weren't for the life crystal as revenge, because the price was too high. Zhuo Qianji left the customs and told Lin Haoyang and the others the news that a heavy treasure would be born in the northwest, making everyone more solemn. It was just inference before that made everyone feel less beautiful, but now they have got an accurate answer from Zhuo Qianji, which made everyone feel even more depressed. Because that heavy treasure was born, their actions this time will probably be invalidated, because there is no follow-up supplement. Even the 3 fifth-order spiritual veins currently occupied are likely to be invalidated. 3 days later, Zhao Duanlong and Ouyang Ji returned. Judging from their faces, they knew that it was not good news. This time, the two of me will walk the 100,000-mile boundary. The Tier 6 demonic beasts gathered here are not 1, but 5. This Tier 6 mid-grade cultivation base can only be ranked 4th in strength. 5 Tier 6 demonic beasts are distributed in a circle. They should be waiting for something to be born. Zhao Duanlong said. Back to the two seniors, I deduced a hang showing that there is a Tier 6 heavy treasure that will be born in the northwest. It's about a year or so, Zuo Qianji said. Zhao Duanlong nodded. The midpoint of the 5 demonic beasts they found was in the northwest direction. 60%. Chapter 358. 5 Tier 6 demonic beasts, such a powerful lineup, made Lin Haoyang and others feel helpless. Even if Zhao Duanlong and Ouyang Jiji are one enemy too, they are not the opponents of the 5 Tier 6 demonic beasts. In addition, beside each Tier 6 demonic beasts, there are a large number of low-level demonic beasts guarding them. Not to mention, there are 20 Tier 5 demonic beasts, even Zhao Duanlong dare not be easily surrounded by them. If it is a Tier 6 demonic beasts with 20 Tier 6 demonic beasts, even Zhao Duanlong has to avoid it. Everyone understands the reason why ants often kill elephants. In front of Jagged City, he could kill Tier 6 demonic beasts so quickly, firstly because of the role of Tier 6 magic talisman, and also because of Duan Hong's cooperation, the two can work together to complete the kill so quickly. If Zhao Duanlong were alone, of course he could kill him, but it would take a lot of effort to kill him in such a short time. And Ouyang Ji killed the colorful elk entirely by strength, and under the pressure of strength, he would kill it in such a short time. But among the 5 demonic beasts this time, there are 2 Tier 6 top-grade demonic beasts. Even Ouyang Ji dare not care about them. Because of the birth of the heaven-defying treasure, many spirit veins around have been promoted. The 5th order breakthrough leads to the 6th order, and some are the 6th order demonic beasts. They forcefully grab the 5th order spiritual veins and merge them into 6th order spiritual pulse. After investigation by Zhao Duanlong and Ouyang Ji, it was discovered that the 6th order spiritual vein in front of them should have been promoted from a 5th order spiritual vein. It was not a random piece together, and it was the only good news for everyone. In this situation, we don't have the opportunity to do anything for the time being. We still wait and see the changes. If it doesn't work, we can only retreat temporarily. Zhao Duanlong said. Lin Haoyang nodded with a serious face. He originally thought that Zhao Duanlong and Ouyang Ji were there to deal with the Tier 6 demonic beasts. But now, it seems that cultivation base cannot represent everything. Even if it is a great power, it will be restrained by the trend, and it will not be truly free. Unable to attack, the 3 cultivators can only continue to reinforce the construction of the 3 5th order spiritual veins. This wait is 3 months. In the past 3 months, everyone has hardly consumed anything, but more than 6,000 cultivators consume tens of thousands of kilograms of spiritual rice every day. The 3 cultivators felt very passive, especially the cultivator of Chongshan Tower. They only got some news and came to help. Although the 3 cultivators have gained a lot of benefits from the victory of the 5th order spiritual vein without a seat, but the big head was taken away by the extremely spiritual vein, and their gains were not as great as they had imagined. As for the development of 3 5th order spiritual veins, don't even think about it. The Jilingyi pulse obviously has the meaning of putting 3 5th order spiritual veins into its own pocket. If you mention the development of spiritual veins at this time, I am afraid it will be thankless. Just when the 3 cultivators were agitated, the arrival of one person completely broke the situation. The visitor was in a special position. Zhao Duanlong and Ouyang Ji met in person. After about an hour of the meeting, the visitor left with a smile on his face. Regarding the incoming person, the 3 cultivators have all kinds of guesses in their hearts. The only ones that Zhao Duanlong and Ouyang Ji can meet in person are probably the only cultivators of God, and their status will certainly not be lower than the status of the 7 great cultivators. In the end, Lin Haoyang learned from Cao Ying that the person who came was a major disciple of Longtuzi Sr., and a terrifying existence in the late stage of the God of Transformation. Knowing the origin of the person, Lin Haoyang understood why Zhao Duanlong and Ouyang Ji were so polite. To them, this talent could be regarded as a true fellow. As the people left, Zhao Duanlong and Ouyang Ji returned with joy. Zhao Duanlong said, "Tell you good news, there is another force that has also aimed at a 6th order spiritual vein, and that person came to investigate the surrounding situation before. The 2 of me discussed with them. 3 months later, we will jointly launch an attack on demonic beasts. In this way, demonic beasts will definitely be restrained. Even if the other party has 5 Tier 6 demonic beasts, we don't need to worry." Quote. When everyone heard this, they were immediately shocked. There is another force preparing to play Tier 6 demonic beasts. This is the right time. However, Zuo Qianji still had a trace of worry on his face, saying, "Two seniors, what is the strength of that power? If there is only one cultivator, I'm afraid this matter." Listening to this, Zhao Duanlong smiled and said, "Don't worry about this, they have enough 3 gods, and the number of nascent soul and golden core is 2 or 3 times ours." When everyone heard this, they couldn't help but be shocked. They didn't expect the other party to be stronger than Zhao Duanlong and the others were still in shock. As a sect master Zuo Qianji, he has obviously felt that something is wrong. Zhao Duanlong is a disciple of Ji Lingxi, and his strength is comparable to a 6th rank force. And even stronger than Zhao Duanlong and others, who appeared here again, I am afraid that they would not be able to escape the identity of the Hidao sect. At this time, a large number of disciples of Hidao cultivator gathered in the wild border. This matter is too strange, and there must be a plan in it. However, Zuo Qianji's expression quickly returned to normal. He had better not guess casually about the plans of the senior leaders of the Sword League. Once he got stuck in it, he might be involved in unnecessary trouble. Zhao Duanlong watched the change in Zuo Qianji's face. A hint of mockery appeared at the corner of his mouth, but he didn't say anything. With the participation of the Dragon 2 family, the balance of this battle gradually tilted, and the momentum of the 3 cultivators skyrocketed, and each of the cultivators once again gathered up enough energy to prepare to fight with the 6th order demonic beasts. The previous 5 tier 6 demonic beasts really smashed the confidence of the 3 cultivators. After all, 5 tier 6 demonic beasts are enough to beat the country of Wu, even Chongshan Tower can't bear it. Now 3 more gods and a large number of cultivators have been added, so that the 3 cultivators will be completely relieved, if they can win the 6th order spiritual vein. Ji Ling eats meat in the same vein, even if they drink soup, they will definitely gain a lot. As everyone was actively preparing for the war, 3 months passed in a flash, and it was the end of the war. In the past 3 months, the 3 cultivators have successively sent troops to investigate the nest of tier 6 demonic beasts, and most of the information has been found out. The nest of the 6th order demonic beasts is in a mountain range. The main peak is the 6th order spiritual vein, and there are 12 side peaks, which are the 5th order spiritual veins of different levels. In addition, there are a large number of 3rd order and 4th order spiritual veins. If it is to open the sect as a mountain gate, this is definitely an excellent choice. After Lin Haoyang figured out this place, he had already made up his mind to use this place as the gate of the Xuanzhen sect and thoroughly fight the entire gate. And if you want to successfully fight here, in the next 50 years, Zhan Junzong must increase his strength as quickly as possible. At the same time, Zhao Duanlong or Ouyangji should be left alone and sit here, so as to maintain this excellent 6th level spiritual vein. Soon, the reorganization of the 3 cultivators was completed, and they began to move forever towards the nest of tier 6 demonic beasts. At the same time, in the north of Zhongyu Mountain, there was also a team of troops attacking 2,000 to 3,000 miles. However, their number is only about 500, but this pair of people. The lowest cultivation base is the foundation building. And their destination is a 6th order spiritual vein in the north. 60%. Chapter 359 Half Moon Candle Dragon. From Zhongyu Mountain to the 6th order demonic beast's lair, there is a short distance between them, and with a large number of cultivators, it took almost 3 or 4 months for the journey to pass. And Long Tu Yimai had arrived at the destination 2 months ago, and launched an offensive together after Lin Haoyang and the others had completed the arrangement. In this way, even if the other 3 tier 6 demonic beasts noticed something wrong and wanted to give a helping hand, it was too late. When they rush over, I am afraid that the nest of tier 6 demonic beasts has already been occupied by 3 cultivators. In 3.5 months, the 3 cultivators finally arrived at the 5th order spiritual vein closest to Zhongyu Mountain. Before starting, Zhao Duanlong told Long Tu Yimai the news that he was about to attack, relying on the left high-rank search notes, and both sides started simultaneously. This first spiritual vein was a 5th tier medium-grade spiritual vein. The stage was not low, but when the army arrived, Lin Haoyang and others did not find a demonic beasts. It seemed that Lin Haoyang and the others were about to come, so they had already fled. Originally, there were many spiritual plants on the spiritual veins, and most of them were destroyed at this moment. During the period, there were 6 tier 5 spiritual plants, all of which were uprooted, and the immature spiritual fruits on them were all eaten up by demonic beasts, without leaving one. Lin Xuanlin saw these destroyed spiritual wisdom, eyes full of regret. These spiritual plants are the foundation of a sect. The Azure Cloud sect has accumulated to this day, and has gone through many battles. The accumulated 5th order Lingzi is only more than 20 pigs, and among them, it also includes transplants from Qianyuan Mountain. At this moment, they saw the destruction of the Luling Ling vegetation, and everyone felt that it was not easy. This trip, we try not to go to other Tier 5 spirit veins, and go straight to the lair of Tier 6 demonic beasts, so that other spirit vein resources can be preserved to the greatest extent. Lin Haoyang said. Zhuo Qianji and Su Qin both nodded, expressing their agreement with Lin Haoyang's suggestion, which also means that Qingyunzong and Zhongshan Tower agreed with Lin Haoyang's suggestion. Then everyone looked at Zhao Duanlong and others. After all, they were the main force this time. If they had other plans, they could only accept it. Yes, in order to reduce unnecessary losses, we try to conquer the 5th order spiritual veins as little as possible, but with this spiritual vein as a point, we must take down the 2 surrounding 5th order spiritual veins. If only a 5th order spiritual vein is left as a whole, if demonic beasts lay an ambush, we will become a turtle in the urn, too passive. Zhao Duanlong said. Lin Haoyang nodded, although he did not give up the resources of the other 2 5th order spiritual veins, but for safety, they must take down the 2 5th order spiritual veins. After that, Lin Haoyang and others were divided into 3 groups. Lin Haoyang, Duan Hong, Zhuo Qianji led some people to go deep, Yangji led some people to the 5th order demonic beast's nest to the north, and Zhao Duanlong led some people to Lin. Kill the 5th order demonic beast's nest in the south. The 6th order god of transformation cultivator wants to capture a 5th order demonic beast's nest. It is not simple, so Zhao Duanlong and Yangji only brought 3 nascent soul and 10 golden core cultivators, respectively. Enough to sweep the lair of Tier 5 demonic beasts. Lin Haoyang took 2 cultivators and a large number of coagulation cultivators to the 6th order demonic beast's nest. After walking for half a month, Lin Haoyang and the others suddenly appeared in front of an extremely dense fog. The fog covered the sky and the earth could not be seen at a glance. Even if more than 6,000 people including Lin Haoyang entered the fog, they would be completely submerged. With years of experience, Lin Haoyang stopped, and Duan Hong, Zhuo Qianji, Su Qin and others also looked solemn. The time and place the fog appeared were too strange. Withdraw. Lin Haoyang gritted his teeth and chose to retreat. Now their opponent is Tier 6 demonic beasts. For the past few months, they have been observing Tier 6 demonic beasts, and Tier 6 demonic beasts have also been observing them. Lin Haoyang felt that Tier 6 demonic beasts had already noticed from the first 5th order spiritual vein that was captured. This is why Lin Haoyang agreed that Zhao Duanlong would also take down 2 spiritual veins to avoid being rounded up. But obviously, Lin Haoyang and others still underestimated the wisdom of Tier 6 demonic beasts. Lin Haoyang and others were divided into 3 groups, and it is very likely that they were in the strategy of Tier 6 demonic beasts. Lin Haoyang ordered a retreat, and Duan Hong, Zhuo Qianji, Su Qin and others did not dare to bet and all retreated. But when they moved, the thick fog chased everyone directly, very fast. Lin Haoyang and the others also carried a large number of cultivators to condense the veins, and if they escaped, they would definitely not be able to escape from the burial of the dense fog. In a hurry, everyone had to stop. The crowd formed a circle, reducing the area as much as possible to prevent the crowd from dispersing in the thick fog. At this time, everyone also began to show their magical powers. With a support in Duan Hong's hand, a huge bell-shaped array with a diameter of more than 500 meters fell from the sky, and Lin Haoyang and others were caught in it. At the same time, Duan Hong shouted, "All condensing vessels, foundation building, and golden core cultivator will infuse spirit power into it. This will be a simple mountain protection array." The 3 cultivators that were originally frightened were also shocked by Duan Hong's methods. This level of formation can be opened anytime and anywhere, which is really amazing. Especially for Lin Xuanjia and other literary teachers, their eyes are full of excitement at this moment. That is the means of thousands of literary essays at their hands, which is their lifelong pursuit. Although Lin Haoyang and others were shocked, they urged the surrounding veins and the foundation building cultivator to inject spirit power into the array and live with them. This formation of Duan Hong has reached the ultimate level of the 5th stage, and with the blessing of more than 6,000 condensing pulses, even if it can resist 1 or 2 blows from the 6th order demonic beasts, it is not a big problem. Moreover, there are 10 nascent soul people and 40 golden core people here. Even if there are Tier 6 demonic beasts, they can still get entangled. However, to be safe, Duan Hong still took out 2 5th order musical notes, and informed Zhao Duanlong and Yangji of the incident. The light speed of the magic talisman transformed by the magic talisman is extremely fast, comparable to the speed of the soul. Even if Zhao Duanlong and Ouyangji are thousands of miles away, the magic talisman can be delivered to the two of them within half a pillar of incense. If the incarnation cultivator rushes with all its strength at all costs, a distance of tens of thousands of miles can be reached in 1 hour. What Lin Haoyang and others want to do is how to support 1 hour. In addition to Duan Hong's own defensive array, the other nascent soul cultivators also offered their own magical item to be fully guarded. Zhuo Qianji even launched the 8 trigrams formation. After the formation was suspended in Zhuo Qian's fuselage, he was so powerful that Duan Hong was shocked when he watched. Now it seems that he still underestimated Zhuo Qianji. As for the other cultivators of the Jiling line, they are secretly speaking. Even if they have the physical advantage, they feel that they have no chance of winning when facing Zhuo Qianji. And this feeling does not come from the cultivation base at the pinnacle of Zhuo Qianji's nascent soul, but from the 8 trigrams formation behind Zhuo Qianji. Just as everyone was standing in front of the formation, the thick fog in front of the formation suddenly dispersed, revealing a pair of huge eyes. The pupils are black, and there are countless golden threads hidden in them, forming pupils. Just this pair of eyes is tall, and Lin Haoyang and others are as small as ants in their eyes. Then, another huge claw protruded from the thick fog, knocked on Duan Hong's formation, and then vomited something. But Duan Hong was full of horror, and said in amazement, "Half Moon Candle Dragon, 60%. Chapter 360. Everyone has never heard of the name Half Moon Candle Dragon, but everyone has heard of it. The Black Dragon Biwan has the blood of the Dragon Clan, which can be cultivated to the 7th rank, and the real Dragon Clan, that is a real beast, is almost invisible in their world. The Candle Dragon is an extremely powerful kind of dragon family. The pure blood Candle Dragon is also a divine beast. The Half Moon Candle Dragon, like the Black Dragon, has a trace of the blood of a beast, but the Half Moon Candle Dragon inherits the blood of the Candle Dragon. The last time the Half Moon Candle Dragon appeared, it was more than 10,000 years ago. Among the 7th Order monster emperors who attacked the Sword League that year, there was a 7th-tier mid-rank Half Moon Candle Dragon. At that time, the Candle Dragon was almost invincible. The human race cultivator was hardly its opponent, and finally forced the Sword Alliance to use the fairy talisman to kill it. However, the name of Banyu Candle Dragon is deeply imprinted in the Sword League. As a disciple of Hidao cultivator, Duan Hong naturally stopped the battle that year and naturally recognized Banyu Candle Dragon. Recognized by Duan Hong, Banyu Zulong's claws were taken aback for a moment, but he didn't expect that someone would recognize him in such a place. Half Moon Candle Dragons do not have own tribes like black dragons. When they were born, they were probably just a flood dragon or a snake. When they grew to tier 4 and began to condense the inner alchemy, the Half Moon Candle Dragon bloodline in the bloodline began to be stimulated. Since then, the strength has greatly improved, and the appearance has also begun to change to the Candle Dragon, because the Candle Dragon is a divine beast, and their blood will have some memories attached to them, some memories about the Half Moon Candle Dragon. This memory has been passed down from generation to generation, and only the Half Moon Candle Dragon that has awakened the blood of the Candle Dragon can be activated. Once it is turned on, the strength of the Half Moon Candle Dragon will have a qualitative leap. Just like this Half Moon Candle Dragon, although it only has the strength of the 6th tier middle rank, he is not afraid of the 6th rank high rank demonic beasts. Once the power of the bloodline is turned on, it is very likely to kill it. This is the power of blood. Lin Haoyang and others didn't know the origin of Banyu Candle Dragon, but seeing Duan Hong's horrified expression, they could guess that this guy was not easy to deal with. Brother, what is this guy? Lin Haoyang hadn't finished speaking, and the Half Moon Candle Dragon's paws suddenly snapped onto the bell-shaped formation. The ultimate formation of the 5th Order, under the sharp claws of the Half Moon Candle Dragon, the spiritual veins quickly shattered, and Lin Haoyang and others only felt that their own spirit power was madly sucked, and went straight to the place where the spiritual veins were annihilated. Lin Haoyang and other golden cores have such feelings. The 3 cultivators and foundation building cultivators feel more real. They feel that their own spirit power, like the flood of a dike, is spilling out. Moreover, even if they want to cut off the link between spirit power and the Great Array at this moment, it is too late at this moment. The Great Array is already firmly attached to their spirit power and cannot break free. With everyone's spirit power, although the Half Moon Candle Dragon destroys the spiritual runes extremely fast, the large array spiritual runes recover faster. The half-moon candle dragon destroys some of it, and the large formation will repair itself a bit, and so on. The half-moon candle dragon tried to attack for several waves, but failed to destroy the formation. Hey, it's a bit interesting. The self-recovery formation is rare, but it's a pity that this formation is only tier 5 top grade. If it can reach tier 6, I'm afraid I can't help you today. Ban Yu Zulong said and took another shot. Down. But this time, a large blue flame lit up on the half-moon candle dragon's claws, and these flames attached to the candle dragon's claws, covering the surrounding dense fog with a blue light curtain. Obviously, this strike of the half-moon candle dragon used its true ability. This blue flame is likely to be his talent and supernatural power. When everyone was surprised, Duan Hong shouted. This is the innate means of the half-moon candle dragon Yulin Wraith. Everyone, fully urge spirit power. After all, Duan Hong hand seals with both hands, and immediately countless spirit patterns fly up towards the golden clock. At the same time, as everyone frantically urged spirit power turned into a river of spirit power, falling on the golden bell. Boom! With a loud noise, the paws of the half-moon candle dragon completely patted on the golden bell. As the earth-shattering sound spread, everyone in the formation was shocked. Some weaker and weaker coagulation cultivators, in this strike, are like a kite with a broken wire, completely disconnected from the big one. Array contact. This severance was forcibly interrupted by external forces, and it was extremely terrifying to the cultivators' backlash. I saw those cultivators that were disconnected from the big array, all spit out blood at this moment, their face was pale, and their breath was weak. What's more, he passed out in a coma, and with a blow of the half-moon candle dragon, more than 300 people disconnected from the formation. Others have not been disconnected yet, and the blood is surging in their bodies. Fighting at this level is still a bit difficult for them. Duan Hong looked solemn. As the host of the formation, he knew that the formation had been broken just now. Sure enough, when the power of the half-moon candle dragon's claw dissipated, a ray of blue flame suddenly penetrated the golden bell and rushed into the formation. There is a trace of flame passing through, and other flames are like finding an exit, madness pouring in from wherever the gap is. As more and more flames poured in, the gap became larger. Just as Duan Hong mobilized all his strength to seal the gap, a glazed horn suddenly flew out and acted as a piston to block the gap. Immediately afterwards, other nascent souls also shot. Although the blue ghost fire is the half-moon candle dragon's natal flame, the rank is as high as 6, but under the siege of many nascent soul cultivators, these blue ghost fires are still eradicated. Duan Hong is also a decisive person. Seeing everyone taking action, he immediately recovered from the horror. For a moment, his hands moved and countless spiritual patterns flew up, filling the gap. In just a short time, the horns of the demonic beasts with the 5th order high-grade fire attribute were corroded and pitted, which was enough to see how powerful the ghost fire was. Zuo Qianji put the horn into his hands, and he couldn't help but feel heartache. This horn, but his one of the few top-grade magical item of tier 5, the horn has been corroded so badly, I am afraid that it can no longer exert any power. Hey, I didn't expect you to have some ability, but I think how long you can block it. Ban Yu Zulong shouted. Afterwards, the half-moon candle dragon's claws were raised again, the ghostly blue ghost fire appeared in his claws again, and the world turned blue again. After a loud noise, the dragon's claws banged on the golden bell again. This time, because some cultivators were already unsustainable, the spirit power provided was not as big as before. The formation started to shake violently. 3 extremely spiritual nascent soul cultivators saw something wrong and hurriedly urged their own spirit power, which was also linked to the formation. In this way, all the talents were able to withstand the second blow of Ban Yu Candle Dragon. However, after the second blow, the half-moon candle dragon didn't intend to give up. He saw his dragon claws flap, and he blasted 4 more blows in succession. The power of horror, even if all nascent soul in the formation had shot, but at the third strike, the golden clock still couldn't hold it, and it shattered. Just when everyone was desperate, a black sledgehammer appeared and directly blocked the 4th blow, even knocking the half-moon candle dragon's claws into the air. Seeing this scene, Lin Haoyang and other Ji-Ling's line were stunned for a moment, and then ecstatic in their hearts, because it was the projection of Ji-Ling-Si that saved them. It was the projection of Ji-Ling-Si that saved them. It was the projection of Ji